running the Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 3-year anniversary party. I think that's what we're going to call this.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Damn right.
Happy birthday.
Isn't that crazy? 3 years of Badlands Media. Zach, 3 years ago today, you and I were doing Baseless Conspiracies.
That's right. That's right. We've come so far.
Who was the apple of whose eye at that time?
I'm surprised you're here, Bernie, right? That's a nice little birthday
me too.
present.
I'm surprised too.
He knew for this
happened all of a
auspicious
sudden.
occasion he needed to be here.
Is he sponsoring
Grace
the
us with
stream?
your presence every 3 years. It's you're like,
You know, he's not a sponsor tonight. This is a rare occasion.
Banner
It
moment.
happens. It happens on occasion.
Let me ask
Did,
you this.
I was scrounging around in my office, and I was like, "Oh, there's the link right there. Might as well just jump on."
So fun. I haven't been on the show in a while.
Yeah, you haven't. It's a little strange having you here, too.
Yeah, if you want, I can leave.
No.
I mean, I can fucking leave. Yeah.
But BB, did you happen to get to your backer kit inscriptions yet?
My handler got to the backer kit, and we are in deliberations over how to respond to the request for remedy by the aggrieved parties.
Okay.
So, but we have received it. So if we ignore it, just know that it was highly intentional.
Okay. I understand.
What was that meant?
Oh, because so when you fill out your backer kit to get your pledged reward.
Oh, do I have to do that?
Yeah, you do. Yes.
Oh.
And then it asks you how you want your book inscribed. And so I asked for a very specific, ridiculous inscription in my book. And God, I was like, there's no way they're not going to call me like as soon as they read this but nope, nobody even saw it. I had to tell them that it was there. And
We didn't even look for it until recently because as I was bitching about on some show, I don't even remember which one now, but man, I can give some leeway to some of the audience based on what's up, Cam? Based on it was on the live stream. It was on the live stream yesterday, the GART live stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kickstarter platform sucks more than I thought it would. So I can give people that. But I will say in my defense, a lot of you who supported my book didn't read the first sentence of the Kickstarter campaign or any of the posts associated with it, which has been made really clear. So, yeah, like, we have the information for all the people who work at Badlands, but I was saying on the show yesterday on the GART stream, like, the book was $75 for a reason. It's literally costing me like $50 per book to make these. They're not cheap. And there were people who donated $10 to the Kickstarter and are sending me their address this month. And I'm like, guys, like, I'm not sending you a book if you gave me $10. I'm sorry.
That might be why so many people were confused that they never got the email because they were never meant to get the email because they didn't support it at the level.
I assumed pledge without reward was explanatory, but it's a weird platform. It is what it is. So, hey, first one. Yeah, hopefully by the time we do another one, people kind of get how it works.
Let me be that guy. You guys are retards if you didn't figure it out. I'm going to be totally honest with you. So the reason I say that is
you're right, Cam. You're right.
I started off as a retard though. I literally read it and I was like, Jackie, wait, why is there a thing for like donating $10 or like whatever?
Yeah.
I thought the book was like $75, and then I scrolled and read it, and I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It says
but
$75 if you want the book.
We deliberated in the Bright household about removing the option to donate to the campaign because we were like, maybe it will confuse people. And then we sat down and we were like, there's no way anybody could be confused by this.
Can't you send them like
underestimate the retardation of this world?
Yeah, maybe I'll send here's what I'll do. I will make John and I like making promises that Mrs. Bright has to keep.
Yeah, Mrs. Bright
without consulting her.
Cut out random chapters of books, I think, and send them.
Yeah. Why'd you remove Cam?
I didn't do that. He did that himself. Why you blame me for moving the black
This is
guy?
a
Maybe it was
false
Zach.
flag. This is a racial false flag.
I was just gonna say, dude, we had like such racial harmony here. We have like so many different colors of like skin colors on the,
including jaundice.
I don't know how to get rid of my yellow skin, man. I swear
I know. I feel like Jay is ambiguous.
The United
like-
colors of Benetton.
We need a purple.
either-
We need someone who's purple. If we had someone who's purple, then we would be like, we would really be
Right.
in the zone right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I should get my liver enzymes checked.
I think it's the blue light behind you, dude. It's the blue light behind you.
So
Oh,
what
is
I was
it?
going to promise on behalf
different
of Mrs. Bright is we are going to make an ebook version of this. If you donated to the Kickstarter campaign, I think we have your information in your emails, and we will email you an ebook. Now, if you couldn't figure out how the Kickstarter works, there is no chance you're going to figure out how to read the ebook. But at least I can say I sent you the ebook.
Start studying now. Figure out how to do it now.
Yeah.
Before it gets to you.
Kindle. That's it. Kindle. Go into a local player. I think they still have those. Still doing it.
Yeah.
I'm filling mine out now. I just figured it out.
We have your information, John.
Well, I get to request what I wanted to say, so that's the part.
I didn't know I could request a specific inscription. Now I feel like I really want to go.
The
back.
idea was like a dedication, and Zach just, was Zach about it. So.
Now I really want to know it. Like I think
Just draw a
everybody wants to know what
huge
Zach wrote in there.
I'm
I
pretty
figured
sure
out
wrote
that I
something stupid too, but I don't
People
know.
who got the advanced copies or the contest copies at GART found out that I, as I was sitting down to sign them, I was like, I don't have a signature for Burning Bright, so it's literally just two B's. I gotta
I
figure
like
one
that
out.
Jordan Sailor's logo or signature design for you.
What was it?
Show
Wasn't
it.
it like you don't remember that?
No.
Okay, hold for process. I'll pull it up.
Was it just a dick? A cock?
Just
Oh yeah. That
It
was
was like a
funny.
watermark. Is the watermark he made you?
It's solid.
I
It's
don't remember
solid.
this.
It's just a veiny.
Oh,
triangle
this was the other
motherfucker.
day, I think.
That's what it was. Hold on.
big
Jordan's sneaky. He's a sneaky sneak.
He's
That
funny.
Jordan Sather.
Yeah, Jordan's
He's
like
had some.
quietly very,
We can't
very
disclose. We
Real
can't
Mrs.
disclose
Bright
all of
says
them.
it.
But
Real Mrs. Bright in the chat in all caps says, "Show it."
I'll show it. Come get
Well,
under the desk.
The chat is like the chat
She
is
would, too.
restricted or whatever, so it takes a second.
She's a dirty girl, that Mrs. Bright.
Okay, here we go.
The best kinds of girls are the dirty girls.
Well, you got one of those Ricans, Cam.
Oh, dude. So in high school, this kid, I think he was a senior when I was a junior. His high school quote or his senior quote was, "Treat them like dirt, they'll stick to you like mud." and no truer words have been spoken, man.
That explains all black fathers.
Jackie, don't look at the screen. Don't
Wait.
look.
I want my book signed like that, man.
Real
I
Mrs.
want
Bright
you to use the
said.
logo.
Real Mrs. Bright says neither John nor Ghost filled out the form. So
I'm filling mine out right now.
that would explain why she reached out to me and asked me for my home address.
It is weird
bad.
though. I gave people a break. Like I can give people breaks for aspects of it. I said on the guard stream because I even had to figure all this shit out running a Kickstarter. I was like, I assumed you could just say, hey, give me this money and you get a book. You have to be so ridiculous about how you word Kickstarters. Like you can't say you're ordering a product or selling a product because you're not selling a product. You're taking donations with the non-legal promise to give somebody a product after they donate to you.
Yeah.
So like there's all this bullshit that you have to go through of saying like you can't say the word pre-order. You can't say the word,
It's
Is
like
the
a
request
reward, right?
like is the signature request like the dedication? Is that legally binding though?
None of it is legally binding. Literally, I could take all the money and not do anything.
Yeah. I got
And-
rugged this
I'm not.
year.
I'm
on a
not going
who's
to.
done that.
I'm not going to. I have literally already sent $15,000 to the printer to print the books, and then I'm gonna have to spend a bunch more to get packaging and do all that stuff and shipping. So
It's like we all did a community trust fall with you, man. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
yeah,
you
but
know, just pull
Kickstarter,
that
I think
one.
that's why they have all those like built-in. You can't use certain words because technically, when you are buying something on Kickstarter, you're literally just giving somebody a donation.
That's it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's literally to protect themselves legally because
Yeah, it
so
makes sense.
often people, I mean, I've been rugged more times than I care to admit on Kickstarter from very professional looking campaigns. And one of them I was super excited about, and I just got screwed over this year. I was actually like in communication with the company itself, and they were like, yeah, you really should be getting it any time. And then all of a sudden they just pulled their website offline and they're gone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Packed up shop and left town.
So, Cam, our wives have
To
confirmed
be fair, they're in
they are
Eastern
straight
Europe,
up
so-
hoes in the chat.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is
Not
it
in those
hoes?
words, but we
So
both know it.
appropriate.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Zach, on
right.
Wednesday night, me and Bernie Brett were talking, and you know how you have approved as a black man, soft disclosure?
Yes.
We were trying to think of like other things that black men
I was
have
watching.
approved, and we couldn't think of any.
I've been-
Other
I've
than,
been
I think
thinking-
Bernie Bright said not paying child support.
Yeah. They
Big
approve
fat
of not
asses.
paying-
So
yeah.
I
can get
disagree. I
on
disagree
board
with the
the
child
brothers with
support, but I agree with the big fat asses one.
Yeah,
Uh,
we all into that.
Slightly broken down Nissan Sentras.
That only ride the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like,
with just total like curb rash on the rims.
yeah.
Where are all the white women at?
Where do white women at? Where do white women at? Jackie's racist ass said watermelon.
Driving
Ooh,
cars
true.
that look like they should be standards, but no black man knows how to drive a standard. So
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
What's a standard, man? I don't know what a standard is.
My wife can drive a standard, and probably nobody else here
you
can.
talking about a stick shift?
She knows how to
talking
work
about
a,
manual?
a
You talking about
shaft.
manual?
Yeah.
Manual. What the fuck is
She'll work a
standard?
shaft like you've never seen.
Ah,
A Canadian. It's actually one of the first things I liked about her before she even got to that was that she drove stick.
Miss
I
Bright,
was
what
like,
are
I've
you
never
doing?
met a
Like,
woman who drove
does Miss
stick.
Bright? How often does she wake up and like? I hate myself.
Like, how many
get
Just
double
all the time.
entendres are you gonna?
Yeah.
Like, they're not even
Like-
double entendres. These are like overt sexual references.
Yeah. It's harassment. It's getting to the point where like now that there's a son that we made, like an actual person, I already had the dog, and like she's trying to make dinner and do stuff to whatever. You know what women do? Like they're always doing something.
oh, I have a great
And,
video for that. Go on.
We're like wrestling in the kitchen, and the baby's doing wild shit. Me and the dog are
Karate.
fighting. I'm supposed to be watching both of them, and sometimes she just hits me with that sigh. You know, like I just didn't think it was gonna be this way.
disappointed.
It really is.
Disappointed.
Utter
Disappointed.
disappointment.
Oh my god. By the way, congratulations on the boy learning how to climb stairs. I thought that was pretty sweet the other day.
He's a maniac, man.
He
Like,
is.
I just did not think I didn't know anything about kids' ages of doing stuff. But
you mean you
yeah,
didn't
he's
get what to expect when you're expecting the father
he's
edition?
like walking. Like if I hold his hands, he just
Yeah.
walk the whole length of the room.
Yeah.
And he's he just turned 9 months. I didn't expect that until
Good.
my weak ass nephew. They don't watch the show, so it's fine. Didn't start doing that till like 14 months or something. 13
That's when I
months.
started. 9 months. I started walking at 9
Shows.
months.
Oh, all right. I
You
thought
need
were
to-
saying
And then
that.
you started running from the
Fast as
cops
fuck,
at like
boy.
11 months.
Hell yeah, bro. Your,
You need to-
your kid is Black Irish for sure, man.
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to create some
That's where
like
you got them
some like
ashy
wrought
feet,
iron,
man. Those
wrought
slave
iron. Fuck, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Let Zach go, man.
Wrought
Let's
iron
go.
gates.
Kept stopping. Wrought iron pipes in a like a kiddie pull-up bar. Okay, like right
Yeah.
next to the door or something like that.
He's
So that
ready.
we- yeah.
Prison workouts, baby.
Yeah.
Prison workouts.
Two colored folk tried to came from FedEx yesterday, I think it
Tried
was.
to get him, didn't they?
And
They were
man,
like,
when
oh,
they
he's
I wasn't there. Mrs. Wright opened the door, but
You had
my
them
dog
delivered on via FedEx.
they delivered up like a document.
Two
that
colored
she-
folks
she
were
needed.
delivered via FedEx.
But I didn't
That's
hear
why
them
they're-
come. So she had put the dog out on the deck so she could open the door.
And they still came up to the gate. They still
They
came
saw
up to the
that
door?
German Shepherd through the slider on the
Yeah.
other side of the house. They were like, "That's a big dog," and she was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking big dog." That's what we, you know. But it's funny because a white guy will see the dog and he'll be like, "Cool dog."
Yeah,
A
yeah.
black
We'll go
guy
pet
sees
it.
the dog
We'll
and
go
he's
pet
like,
it.
"Oh man, that seems serious."
Oh,
That's so
black
funny.
Black people love dogs that they know. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like people think black people don't like dogs. Black people love dogs, but if you don't know that dog, Like it could be a Chihuahua, bro. If that thing
That's how
starts
my dog
yapping,
is with the guys.
I'm out.
Dude, I was gonna say I have seen black people get really nervous around dogs that I just did not understand it. Like they were clearly harmless, very small, and they're getting ready to kick the dog. Like it's just coming up to them with its tail wagging, and he's like, no.
It was the 60s and 50s, man. The 60s and 50s. it's put into our DNA now. Everything looks like a German Shepherd at this point.
Jews don't really like dogs.
No. They're different
weird.
with dogs, though, man. Like,
I'm just saying.
Is that true?
We all know. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
fucking
they're-
hate
they're-
dogs.
Why?
It's different though. It's
Because
like
dogs don't trust them.
Well,
Put a dog in a room with a Jew, man.
unmute myself. Unmute my.
We all know it's true. I don't know what I'm
keep
gonna say.
talking, Brandon Bright. Keep talking. I want to see where this
Go
goes.
on. Go on.
I'm talking about like dreidel Jews, not like, you know,
Oh, okay. I got you.
Fair. Is it the sideburns, probably?
not like fully assimilated American Jews.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine a German Shepherd getting along with a Hasidic Jew?
I suppose not.
No.
Picture it.
That's a
No.
Mel Brooks skit. That's a Mel Brooks skit. for
That-
sure.
Is it?
I feel like
No,
you
I'm
could
just
also
saying it should be.
you could also say that with like a Muslim or something like that. Like
Yeah, man.
it's like a Middle Eastern thing. Like Muslims, like they
They're all
do
the
not
same
like
to me.
dogs. They're unclean. They don't want anything to do with them. It's true.
The dog thinks the same thing.
Yeah. It's mutual.
If you guys want, I got something in the nest.
Oh, let's do it.
It's a cease
All right.
and desist.
These I've seen a couple of these.
Seen it?
Ooh, I
No,
like
no
where
context.
this is
No
going.
context.
Play
No
it.
context. I'm just gonna play it.
And she's off, door open, beer in hand, clean grab, caps off mid-stride, that's textbook, to the recliner, pass made, first sip, stop the
That's for
clock,
you, BB.
5.12 seconds. Germany quick and surgical, Mexico with the rhythm, France swirling smooth, look at USA flying, USA scrubbing to glory, that shines gold. Oh, Germany's brush snaps, goo all over her. The crowd goes wild and the US basin is crystal
And they're off. The Danish athlete quick out of the gate, a smooth S pattern with the canister. Jamaica right on her hip. USA accelerating on the far lane.
And they're off in the women's vacuum
Look at
final.
Clark, push that stick back.
Beautiful straight lines already. Brown's closing in, Lou trying to keep pace, but Clark.
Olha a velocidade da Ana Luísa no chão. Movimentos circulares, espuma perfeita, cronômetro na casa dos 23 segundos.
That was good.
So that's the Olympics, man.
A little unrealistic, though.
The funny thing is, they all want that secretly.
Yeah.
Lisa's great for that stuff.
Yeah.
She loves it. She. I mean, no joking. No irony
My
either.
girlfriend's the same way.
Yeah. Lisa
Yeah.
loves
He
cleaning.
loves cleaning.
Yeah.
I love making messes, so it's
Mrs. Bright's become one of those sourdough maximalists you read about
Oh
in
yeah.
recent weeks.
Yeah.
That's
I just want to
shipwreck's
become
fault.
one of those too. Like you just overnight, all of a sudden wake up and it's like
It
well,
happens quick,
I'm gonna
man.
be super
Oh,
into
yeah.
bread now.
You find yourself on
she'll
Etsy.
get
You find
get
yourself
yours
on
on it.
Etsy and you're ordering some artisanal sourdough from like 1790 France, and then it arrives, and then you're just propagating. Next thing you know,
if
you
your
got
wives
sourdough.
are in chats with her, they're gonna be sourdoughing like within
I think
weeks.
it's cool.
Okay.
It's actually pretty cool because she tried it last year, and let's be honest, she fucked it all up. But this year, it's working, which is why I can say that. And last night, she made she like made the dough completely from scratch, and pan baked pizzas, totally homemade, and they were fucking amazing. And they probably cost like $5 for two
Wow.
pizzas. Where like
You
the
eat two
takeout place that we
pizzas?
like for pizzas is like we would have paid $50-$60.
Oh my God.
Artisanal pizzas.
It's like they
Oh,
got
that's
pear and balsamic reduction on them and stuff.
Oh, it's some good shit.
You should open a pizza shop, a little pizzeria.
She's thinking of it. She's like, she's probably going to be a sourdough person doing that for business.
Is it true that like the dough is alive and like you can
Yeah.
you can keep just like adding to it and it,
Yeah,
like, the same
it's
dough
weird,
will just
man.
be
It's a
alive
little
forever?
creepy.
It's weird. So last year, the reason
I
it
never
didn't
read
work,
it
she
about
had
that in a book
they call it a
before.
starter. So it's like a jar of dough or whatever they fucking. I don't think it's yeast. I don't think sourdough is yeast. I think it's something different, right?
I mean, there is. I think that there is yeast in there, but like there is the starter, like you're saying, it's basically like the seeds, and then you take a little bit of that and then add it to some other stuff, and then it propagates into more.
Yeah.
And you just keep it going. That's why
But
it's
it's
from
temperamental.
1790. Yeah.
It needs like certain conditions, and last year it wasn't working. We would literally get it. I'd go downstairs the first thing in the morning, and she'd be like, "It didn't rise. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not working."
She's talking about the sourdough or
the sourdough.
The sourdough. Okay.
No,
I just wasn't sure if it was
fine.
that or the stick shift stuff.
That's working fine, man. But that's the secret ingredient for the sourdough. So this sourdough is rising. But yeah, she has this jar of like sourdough starter, and basically just takes that and uses it for everything. So it's like the same starter, and there's people you read about that'll have a starter that they've been using to make all their pizzas, like at a bakery, for 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can use the same starter.
How does it not like get moldy and
because
shit?
it's a well,
It's
like
like
the whole
alive.
point is it's an organism.
As long as you like feed it, it like keeps it. Yeah. I remember
Once you
there was
feed it.
some novel that we
Yeah.
read in school, and it was like the people like for like generations they had like this pizza or this bread that they were just pulling from forever, and I was like, how is this real? How is this bread alive and the same?
Yeah, I guess
bread
like
is-
some of the reason supposedly for some of these really old bakeries in Italy and shit that are like incredible, like they're why is their bread so good? And it's like it's 120-year-old starter that they've been using to make every batch of bread for a century.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wild.
So
sweet.
does it get better with time? Does it age like
Apparently.
kind of like
Yeah. Apparently, like it literally takes on. She's been telling me all this stuff. Apparently, it literally takes on sort of characteristics of your environment. So, like, we live in a salty area, ocean area, and apparently, like that sourdough will taste different than if you're in the Midwest or something.
So
like
mine
that.
would taste like smog and like homelessness.
yeah. It'd be a little gay, like it is, you know.
Just a little, just a touch of gayness.
Yeah, just a touch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's good though. I mean, I'm like, hey, this is some good pizza.
Well, now I'm curious.
Yeah, this is
sourdough.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about sourdough.
Well,
now.
she was all into it, and I was like, wait a second. So now this is good. Like, this tastes good, and it saved us how much money? Okay, I'm into it. I'm like, you do whatever you want. with
Is this
that
why she
sourdough.
hasn't been coming to Gart's though? Like, because she has to
She's
stay and
pretty much
feed
been doing
her
sourdough stuff.
dough. Yeah.
Your dough's like it's like a pet.
Good for her
you know?
though for figuring it out. She said that she at first it wasn't working. She figured it out. I mean,
Like, how
damn
often do you have to
right.
feed it?
Every day. I think
Also,
every
you,
day.
you literally have to like have somebody come feed it for you if you leave.
Like take care
Or
of
do
my
you take it
pet.
with you?
I don't know,
Please.
actually, how that works.
Can you come feed
I
my
think
fish
it
and my
would be
dog and my
okay.
yeast? Yeah.
I think
And
it
my
would be
yeast.
okay for a
Can
little bit.
You feed my sourdough.
Okay, play this, Cam. This is
She
what
was
it looks
into it.
The
like.
beginning of it.
A sourdough starter is just a mixture of naturally fermented flour and water that can be used to make healthy and flavorful bread. If we keep a thick mix of flour and water on the counter for a few days, you will see a few changes happening to it.
Does she talk like this
Nature
when she
will
talks about it too?
introduce a
Yeah,
few
she speaks French
microorganisms
fluently.
into it, and it will
So it gets
slowly
my
start to
sourdough rising.
change its physical, chemical, and biological composition. While making sourdough starter, we are going to make use of this magic work of nature in such a way that we will work on it and wait for until that mixture is full of active yeast and good bacteria in a balanced and stabilized stage that can be used to make wonderful bread at home.
Is there mold on it?
No, it's not mold.
Flour.
No, it's not mold. There is like flour that you put on top of it, like so that it. Yeah.
So it's a living
Uncultured.
organism
Yeah, it's the
that
yeast.
you
The yeast
repeatedly
ferments.
like burn to death.
No.
Repeatedly.
Just keep
No,
no,
the-
you
the
break
starter-
off a piece of it. You break off a piece of
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
you cook
Yes.
a piece, and then the original piece is like it just keeps growing, and then you just pluck pieces off of it and bake that, and so you still have the original is like always there.
So, I mean, because it's a microorganism and because there's so many of them, theoretically, at some point, you could have replaced all of them, but they are coming from like the same cell line, basically. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's how you're getting this like sourdough starter that goes back hundreds of years.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
We should start referring to the deep state instead of Hydra. Like, you know, you cut one head off, it just grows back. We should start referring to them as sourdough.
The sourdough starter.
She made the pizza. She's been making cinnamon raisin bread. She made an olive loaf the other day. Good stuff.
Damn
you
right.
still talk about her the way you do, even after she's doing all that.
She likes
It's motivation, man.
Disrespectful.
Motivation.
She actually might be mad at me. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell sometimes.
She's in the chat, so probably not.
She
It's usually a
was,
good
but I
sign.
think she left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're
so-
fucked. Yeah.
She's plotting.
Something set her off. Who knows what?
Her and the sourdough are plotting to get you. Your
Yeah.
sourdough pet.
Women are just so irrational and emotional. What else? I've been like so checked out this week. Like
How
Ghost.
you
This
doing,
is
John? I've been
Dude.
worried about you, man.
Like,
I'm
are you?
I'm good. I'm
Like,
good.
dude, like literally one of the greatest week or two ever. And it's
I
not
figured you
just
might
the
say
Middle
that.
East. I know, but there's just so much awesome stuff happening. That's like, it's not just the Middle East, by the way, but it's like all this other stuff around the world that's happening where it's just proof after proof after proof after proof of like Sovereign Alliance, of devolution, of
Hell
Q, of like win after win after win after win. And I'm like, this is so badass. And then, it's like, we could talk about other stuff that is just like, this is awesome. So it's been I mean, dude, we are riding high right now. Like the boys are riding high and it's win after win after win. And I'm not sick of it yet, but I might get sick of it soon.
How long do you think the peace deal lasts? Like, how long till the false flag?
Like it probably already has somehow been subverted. But
You
so
anticipate
like
that's happening?
As we speak.
yeah, I actually did speak to somebody earlier who told me that they've spoken to people in Israel who said that they don't believe this thing is real at all. And these are just like normal people. These are not like people who are connected to the government or anything, but just people that they spoke to in Israel said that they don't think any of this is real.
Yeah.
They don't think anything's going to happen. They think that it's just going to continue. So
do you think if once we get 200 American servicemen stationed inside Israel, checking them and making sure that they're not just lobbing missiles over the wall, that'll have any measurable impact, or will it just be them trying to subvert us without us finding out?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, the report that I saw most recently was that the IDF has already. They had a couple days, but they've already gone to the line. So apparently the IDF has already pulled back. And so now, and that was as of 5 a.m. this morning. So 5 a.m. this morning, Eastern time, the IDF pulled back to the line, which means according to the agreement, Hamas has 72 hours to release the prisoners. So this is all happening very, very quick. And then Trump is going to Egypt to do like a formal ceremony, I think on Monday or Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And then from Egypt, he's going to Israel and he's going to go address the Knesset. And that's going to be Trump going in there and just putting his balls on the table and being like, Daddy's home. Everyone shut the hell up. I'm in charge here. I mean, it's going to be very different, I think, from his trip to Arabia. It's going to be
metaphorically or literally balls on the table.
I mean, as literal as it can get. Because I think I mean, all of the people in Netanyahu's coalition are they've already voted against the deal. Like Smotrich and Ben-Gvir voted against the deal. Ben-Gvir's threatening to tear down the government over it. So yeah, I mean, they are like openly saying there's no way we're going to let this happen.
Do you think they're going to allow troops from Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar to be inside Israel with American troops? Will they abide something like that?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of wild?
That is totally wild. I mean, that's what makes me think that this is possible, because I mean, we've got hundreds of Americans and then we've got troops from these other Muslim countries like stationed in the middle of Israel, just like keeping an eye, like Daddy's home. You guys better not do this. And if you do, what are they going to do to them?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's pretty incredible. I mean, dude, you have to you have to give Trump played this like a master, and of course he did. I mean, of course he did, but it is unbelievable the way he's played this. And then I don't know if y'all saw the thing that Hegseth did today with the Qatari
the Qatari Air Force or Air Base.
Yeah, and Laura Loomer is crashing out over it. She already said she has abandoned Trump. She's abandoned the Republican Party. She said she's not voting in 2020she
also is suing SHIP, I think. So we're gonna have to
cease and desist. Cease and desist.
Oh, okay.
She said that she's gonna move to Idaho and lead the revolution, like lead the revolt against this to make sure this air base doesn't get built. So say they better watch out because Loomer is coming to your town.
Something tells me that's not going to go well.
It's amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. I love it.
Ghost, some of the montages going around. One of the things, I just put a post out about it before the show. Like, the thing I love about this whole Israel deal announcement is that it shows the narrative engineering leading up to it. Whatever does or doesn't happen on the actual level, the sort of captured con Inc. or conservative media has to endorse it really emphatically, right? Yep. Like everybody on Fox News, of course, they're all part of the Q plan now, but you know, whether they are or aren't, they're all like, this is great, Trump is the peace president, etc. But even MSNBC and CNN, they're obviously not glazing Trump to the same degree, but they're caught narratively because Trump is ostensibly, you know, liberating Gaza. Mm-hmm. And it's their whole captive audience, which is why a year and a half ago, I think Ghost and I had done a show like a year and a half ago where I was like, man, all the MAGA people freaking out about these college protests in favor of Palestine should check themselves, because this is a sign that Trump has managed to get like the captured retard liberal audience onto the end game of where he's going, which means that CNN and them are trapped. Mm-hmm. So what they're doing is, you know, they're not glazing him to the same degree, you know, Sean Hannity is, but they actually are, most of them are like, Trump leaned on Israel to get this done.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's the rare case where I think both the con Inc. media and the liberal media are enemies of Trump, but like they're both leaning into part of the story and he wants them leaning into both parts of that. So now basically it's formed a consensus where Trump liberated Gaza, so he stood up for the Palestinians like nobody could before him, and defended Israel, so the right-wing media runs with it. But then he also leaned on Israel and Netanyahu, and there was all the leaks about how he was leaning on Netanyahu, and that's what got it done. So it's perfect. It's like wins across the board for Trump, and whoever breaks it, if anybody breaks it, he's got like carte blanche to do whatever the fuck he needs to do.
Share my screen. I'll show you what this one guy on Chris Cuomo's show said. Because the liberal media gave him two ovations, 2 rounds of applause at the cabinet meeting yesterday. And the first one, Trump goes, "Whoa." He's like, "I did not expect that." Like he said, "I'm not going to call you the fake news today. How about that?" But listen to what this guy says, and notice like the emotion in his voice at the end.
Donald Trump on this one has demonstrated a degree of will unlike any other president, Republican or Democrat. He has pressed an Israeli prime minister in a way that none of his predecessors have ever done on an issue that prime minister considers vital to his political survival and the way he would define Israeli security requirements. So on this one, Chris, the sun, the moon, and the stars, Hamas is weaker. The Arabs imposed significant pressure. The Qataris and Turks, not an Arab country, a Muslim country, and Donald Trump. Sun, the moon, and the stars aligned to be able to envision an implementation of the first phase. And from a human point of view, Chris, that's really right now, hostages, their families, and Palestinian civilians in Gaza, it offers real hope.
So who is that guy? Because
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm enjoying his sort of like beatnik Hitler haircut.
Yeah, it almost looks like Andy Warhol's brother-in-law or something.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, preposterous haircut. But I mean, this was definitely in my this seemed like this was set
orchestrated.
Up. Like, orchestrated to give him the shot, because this is when Rubio comes in and says the deal is done.
That's not what he said. He gave him a note, and the note said, "We need you to come approve of a Truth Social post."
Yeah.
And John, even normie media is posting images of that.
So
like
funny.
Normally that's a thing that the truth community does, but it was made so obvious that on CNN they were saying the note said, we need you to approve a post.
So funny.
Yeah, it's great. Rubio leaned in and whispered, "Kite hit, steal, must.
Well, Chris was freaking out about the paragliding go-karts again, as he always, he goes on about that on Tuesday nights. And I was telling him, everybody who's played Mario Kart knows, as long as you got one balloon left, you can get over there. You get over the lava, no problem.
True. CanCon was telling me that apparently on, or no, maybe it was Alpha. No, it was CanCon. They've developed new go-kart technology where now they have dive bomber go-karts. This is like apparently a thing.
Kamikaze go-karts.
It's like the Stuka bombers from like World War II go-karts. So like we have that to look forward to with the next iteration of this thing.
All they got to do is just set up a ramp. Set up a ramp with a nitro booster. Just go real fast, fly over.
Yeah.
Boom.
The rainbow bridge.
Yeah.
So, Ghost, what do you think happens to BB? Let's go through the two options here. Either the deal sticks or it doesn't, right? And a lot of us anticipate it won't. But let's hypothetically say it does. What happens to BB after that?
Well, Trump has done a really, really good job of propping BB up. Like he's been humiliating him while simultaneously being like, "This is my guy. Netanyahu deserves all the credit. Like this is his win. Like this is his victory." So I think that for now he's going to stay in, but but the countdown clock starts immediately because as soon as all of the threats are done, they're going to dissolve the government, and they're going to hold new elections. And Netanyahu's without the threat of war, Netanyahu has no support. So it seems like a war with Iran is all but a certainty, and that's like what Colonel McGregor's saying. That's what multiple of like these military public commentators in Trump's nexus are all saying, that a war with Iran is all but a certainty at this point before Thanksgiving is what they're saying.
Wow.
So
I mean, Ghost is tracking the way I see that is that's the sort of actual structure of what it's going to look like. But either way, for a long, long time, I've thought that we're going to get the narrative, at least, or the full threat of World War III kind of actualized. I wrote an article back in July called just Axis and Allies, been saying that I think we're on the cusp of an Axis and Allies inversion. And the Axis has been drawn up as China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. That's the Axis. There's like other ancillary players. Meanwhile, if you're kind of paying attention, reading between the lines, it's pretty obvious that it's NATO that is the Axis. So I think we're going to see an inversion here with Israel and Ukraine are like the proxies in the middle. So it's going to be interesting because one of the other things that's been happening the last couple of days in the midst of all this peacemaking is Trump has been glazing the Russians and the Russians have been glazing Trump.
Yep.
2 days ago, Medvedev was saying, we're going to war with the U.S. basically. But, within the last 48 hours, they're glazing each other. And but now 90% of MAGA is all in on Trump versus Xi Jinping. Even though 2 weeks ago, Trump was glazing Xi and Xi was glazing Trump. And the Russians and Trump were at war with each other. If you read between the lines of all of those storylines, all of them are singling out NATO as the escalatory party. Everyone agrees that NATO is escalating all across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And John, the thing that I've been saying for weeks now is that I think the play here is to go to Kurdistan, which is the border of Iran and Turkey, and bait Iran into attacking Turkey because Turkey is part of NATO. That triggers Article 5. And so all of NATO then goes to war against Iran, which means all of NATO goes to war against Russia. And then you think back to the day before Netanyahu addressed the UN 2 weeks ago, Trump brought in Erdogan, signed the nuclear deal. Erdogan has been a key part of this whole Hamas thing. And now Erdogan is like meeting with all these Kurdistan leaders in Iraq and stuff. So there are obvious moves to try to stop that from happening. Putin came out and said that he did a call with Netanyahu. He told Netanyahu that Iran wants to establish talk with Israel and avoid any sort of conflict. So they're doing everything they can to stop all this from happening. But all the tea leaves are suggesting that we're going to war. Like McGregor said the other day that he thinks that Israel's going to nuke Iran, which is like crazy. Like that he would come out with that as like his position. But he's like
some crazy shit.
I mean, he throws a lot of spaghetti at the wall for sure. He throws a lot.
Did you see Dugan? Did you see Dugan last week? Was saying war is inevitable. I think it's all narrative.
Yeah.
But Dugan is like, he actually said in his essay, the only people who can stop it is the new multipolar alliance, which is his word for the sovereign alliance because he doesn't want to get sued by Burning Bright Industries. But the other, he says it's the multipolar alliance and Donald Trump are the only ones who can stop it. Who does that leave? That leaves Israel and NATO. So he's like, we are going to have war, or the story of war, and it's going to be started by NATO. And I mean, you might be right, Ghost, about where you're focusing on. Another region to look at is the Baltic states, because I've been focusing on them for a while, and I think that they are getting cold feet, but that NATO has been trying to position the Baltic states as taking the fall for escalation against Russia. Because a few months ago, Russia basically gave an ultimatum to Estonia and was like, you better cut the shit or we are going to fucking annihilate you. And all of a sudden, Estonia called a meeting with Brussels to be like, we need to like tone things down a little bit. But recently, you're seeing core NATO members like France back off of the rhetoric. The country that is escalating rhetoric right now is Finland.
Yeah.
Like these random, stupid, meaningless fucking jokes of Baltic countries are escalating against Russia. And they're doing it to try to trigger Article 5.
He was at the White House yesterday, the Finnish PM.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah. So he was in the Oval Office yesterday. And you remember a few weeks ago when the drone crashed in Poland? Like Poland said, we've shot down some Russian drones that
the
went
Ukrainian drone.
Yeah, and then Trump came out and said, I think there's been some sort of mistake here. I'm not defending Putin, but I think there's been a mistake. Well, they now have gotten their hands on the drones. It turns out all of the drones had Polish SIM cards in them, which means they didn't come from Russia. They weren't Russian weren't Russian drones.
How many drone attacks on Ukraine could you say the same thing about? They're never Russian.
Oh yeah.
Well,
remember the Poland missile story from 2023?
Yep. They fired it.
I mean,
it came from Ukraine or whatever.
Yeah. They killed their own citizens with it. Killed 2 of their own people with it.
Speaking of Scandinavia, how about the Nobel Peace Prize? Not that I give a shit about the Nobel Peace Prize, but the fact that they gave it to Maria Corina Machado, who is the woman that they've been like, oh, this is the woman who's going to overthrow Maduro for the past 13 years.
What happened to the other guy that they recognized during the Biden administration as the rightful president of Venezuela? Remember the last opposition leader?
He's basically a proxy of this woman. This woman has been the opposition leader for 22 years in Venezuela.
Okay.
So, and this is this is how you know Venezuela is a ruthless authoritarian dictatorship, is that she has been holding public protests in Venezuela for 22 years. She has been running this NGO Sumate against first Hugo Chavez and then Maduro. She's been going on international media. She's been this Time Person of the Year, all this stuff, and she's been totally allowed to do it. She hasn't been arrested and killed in her sleep. It's such a joke. In any
because she's a woman and not a real threat, probably.
Yeah, probably right.
No, she is the state sponsored opposition. And I just assumed that, if that wasn't the case, then she must be living in exile or something like that, because there's no way that, she could be operating in that manner and it would be fine.
Well, so she ran the election last year. She was running the guy who claims to have won the election. But then all the other countries were like, yeah, this is not right. Like Maduro definitely won. And so what she did is she goes off the grid, and for the past 10 months, she's been posting videos online saying, I'm running for my life from Maduro. He's coming after me. So I'm totally in hiding right now. I haven't been seen publicly for 10 months. But it's lady, the official narrative is this: Maduro runs the cartel. he is like a ruthless dictator in charge of like Venezuela, and this woman is running around Venezuela where the cartel allegedly operates. The cartel can't find her because they work for Maduro. The government can't find her. The military can't find her, and yet she's posting videos like Instagram and Facebook. So it's
how are they going to get her
Peace
Prize award?
Yeah, exactly. It's such bullshit. And then Sumate, her NGO that she founded in 2002, was literally funded by the National Endowment for Democracy, which is like the organization that Mike Benz, talks about all the time.
So stupid, man.
Yeah,
It's
these
amazing.
reverse indicators. Anytime you see an NGO of any kind, that's like my key reverse indicator is NGOs. Obviously, mainstream media is often downstream from that. But when you look into NGOs and who they're boosting, you just reverse that. Back in January, I think this year, or December of last year, I was writing about the Saudi investment fund, the public investment fund, and it was I forget what the NGO was. It was like the fucking something of wealth, but they did a giant expose on how corrupt the Saudi public investment fund is. And I was talking to Ghost. I was like, there's our theories. They know that the Saudis are about to fucking buy up all the American shit and make it awesome again. And then they just came in. They're like, we're in the UFC. We're getting into Paramount Pictures. Like, we got our eyes on the gaming industry. They just bought EA. So, Saudi Redemption Tour. Bunch of towelheads are going to make American content great again.
yeah, for sure. And how about like the take we've had on Maduro, like the whole Maduro Musk fight from last year? I mean, that is aging like a fine wine.
The very serious rivalry.
Yeah, that basically this like really stupid like social media fight that Maduro and Musk have gotten in is really like this giant ploy just to expose the fact that the U.S. State Department through NGOs overthrows governments and controls the world through these nonprofits, which is exactly what, like, the fact that Karina Machado just got the Nobel Peace Prize is a total signal that that's where this is going. So
it's good.
We also have BB yesterday during that cabinet meeting, Rubio basically like talked about Trumpomania and said the only way that this happened is because of Trumpomania. I think the clip might be worth watching real quick.
It is. I watched it on your show. It's worth it.
Yeah, let me see if okay, here it is. Oh wait, I need to share my screen. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Apology not accepted.
Of what the United States has been paying. And we've already numerous Pfizer and other companies.
It really began with your trip to the Middle East, where these relationships were forged with partners in the region, personal relationships, close relationships that created the foundation where all of this was possible. Where I think this really took a turn. Remember, a month ago, no one thought this was possible. Where it really took a turn about a month ago, less than a couple weeks ago, is when we were at the United Nations and you convened an historic meeting, not simply of Arab countries, but of Muslim majority countries from around the world, including Indonesia was there, Pakistan was there, and created this coalition behind this plan. Then on that following Monday, you met with the Prime Minister of Israel here, and that plan was presented. And then, of course, our great negotiating team followed up on it. In the interim, again, perhaps the stories will be told, perhaps they will never be told. The president had some extraordinary phone calls and meetings that required a high degree of intensity and commitment and made this happen. And I think what's important to understand is that yesterday what happened was really a human story. There's a geopolitical aspect to it, there's no doubt about it. It creates the conditions for Gaza to one day be a normal place again and people to have a better life and Israelis to be safe. But yesterday was a human story. And because of the work you put in, and honestly, not only is there no other leader in the world that could have put this together, Mr. President, but frankly, I don't know of any American president in the modern era that could have made this possible because of the actions you have taken unrelated to this and because of who you are and what you've done and how you're viewed. And this weekend, because of that, at some point very soon, we are going to see 20 living human beings emerge from the darkness into the light for the first time in 2 years. And that is because not only were you used the credibility and the power and the prestige of this office and the relationships you created, and you committed yourself to making it happen. And I think it will go down as a historic moment in the history of our country, and something our country should be very proud of, that we have a president that's committed to not just peace, but to the human aspect of reuniting these families. My last point on this.
Yeah, and then Hegseth goes on to basically say the exact same thing, that he's like, it was the personality of Trump. And I mean, yeah, Trumpomania. So,
how many woos do you think he hit during the call? Woo!
I still think those cabinet meetings are ridiculous.
They're gay.
Yeah. I love them. Yeah. I love how gay they are.
Yeah, it's like show and tell. Kiss his ass, man. Like
they're just like, they might as well put gimp suits on and just hand Trump a paddle.
Right?
Spank me harder, Daddy.
Give him a gag. Give him gags.
Yeah. I mean,
nothing could have ever happened without you. Here's the latest school project I worked on, but if it wasn't for you, teacher, never would have
finished. We're not in those
it.
meetings. We'd be like, this is kind of gay, Donnie.
We're not going to say this now and do some real work. My favorite is when they ask him questions and he's just like, I don't know. Ask Pam about it, and she's just like, shit.
I don't know.
Well, let me give some milquetoast answer real quick to talk about how awesome the president is, and he's just like.
Oh, it's so good.
My favorite is when Trump just makes him sit there. Like that was 32 minutes in when Rubio spoke, but up till the first 32 minutes was just Trump rambling for 32 minutes, and everyone was just sitting there listening, and Trump was just sitting there talking from one subject to the next, just weaving in and out, talking about everything, and everyone's sitting there like, all right, when are we going to start the actual like meeting? And Trump's just sitting there talking like nonstop. He tires everybody out, so everyone's like exhausted by the time it actually starts.
He's just
see, there's a genius to it. There's a genius to it, you see.
Yeah.
What do you think he was referring to when he was talking about the like something that almost like prevented it from happening? Did you know what he's referring to there?
What? Oh, you mean the high intensity calls?
No, he said there was something that like almost impeded upon it. It was like right at it was during that segment that you played. I don't know if you actually played that part, but he's like, it almost didn't happen. It was right after he thanked Kushner and I think Witkoff.
Oh yeah. He thanks Kushner. He thanks Witkoff.
You should pull the clip back up, maybe. Just play that one little part.
It's right. Okay. It's near the beginning, obviously.
Well, no. I think if I keep playing it, he does talk about Kushner right here because he says one last point. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put it up.
This is just a couple days ago. Secretary Lutnick hosted us all, many of us, at the Kennedy Center. And we had these families, we've interacted with them for so many years. We had all hoped that perhaps that was the day that we would have an announcement for them on the anniversary of the 7th. But I know you were able to speak to some of those families last night. And I just hope the whole nation understands how incredibly proud they should be of their president and of their country for the role they played. And I don't want to let this moment pass, Mr. President, without also noting the incredible work of Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. They're an incredible team working together, facing some substantial impediments to even being there this weekend and doing it. Let me just leave it at that. And they've done a great job on your behalf, Mr. President. They deserve a tremendous amount of credit. But thank you for what you've done for the world. For the world.
Thank you very much.
Trump's eyes right there.
Yeah, I wonder what the impediments were.
Yeah, that's interesting because they did hop on a plane the other day. I think it was on Thursday. What it would have been on because they did hop on a plane and they flew over there. Witkoff and Kushner. This was when right when they announced the deal that they were going to do it. And then they've been over there for several days. And the way they explain it is that Kushner was representing the Arabs because pretty much once they bombed Doha, the Qataris were like, all right, fuck you. Like, we're not going to speak to you anymore, Israel. And so in order to like get Israel and Qatar to speak again, Witkoff was representing Israel and Kushner was representing Qatar. And they were like going back and forth. So yeah. I'm not sure what the impediments would have been for them not going.
When did they go over there?
That is interesting. It would have been the day that the deal was announced, so Monday or Tuesday.
This week?
It may have been Thursday of last week.
So that's Yom Kippur. That's the only reason I asked because I knew that was a pivotal thing. I don't know why that would matter besides the fact that they're both Jewish as well, but I don't know. That really stoked my interest when you said when they first went over there. So that from last week.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Kushner that I keep pointing out is just, Kushner, when his dad was arrested and prosecuted by Chris Christie, who is like a loyal lapdog of the Zionist diaspora, and Kushner has faithfully served the diaspora his entire life. Netanyahu used to sleep in Jared's bed when he would come to New York in the 1990s. They were like lifelong. Yeah, Bibi Netanyahu would come to like he was in the UN working as the representative for Israel to the UN in the 80s. So he lived in New York City, and then in the late 80s he moved back to Israel and started his political career. And so when he would go back to visit New York in the 90s, he would stay at the Kushner's house and he would sleep in Jared Kushner's bed, like Jared would go sleep.
Jared?
No. Like Jared would go sleep on the couch or whatever. But like I always found that very weird. It's like, dude, you're a grown ass man. You're like representing a country. Like you were either prime minister or you were like a deputy foreign minister or whatever. You're going to New York City. You could stay in a 5-star hotel, but you're going to sleep in a kid's bed at your buddy's penthouse suite. So they were like lifelong friends. And then in 2005, Chris Christie arrests Charles Kushner for a white collar financial crime. Chris Christie, like all it would have taken is Netanyahu picking up the phone and being like, Chris, like lay off, like cut the guy a deal. First time offender, goes to prison for 2 years, and then Chris Christie says this is one of the worst criminals I've ever prosecuted in my life. And because of that, Jared Kushner had to quit his job, take over the company, and then the real estate crisis happened. The company almost goes bankrupt. The Kushner family almost goes bankrupt, and none of the Jews step in and help him. It's actually the Qataris who step in and help him and bail him out, and it's because Trump calls Tom Barrack, and then Tom Barrack calls the Qataris, and that's when the relationship between the Qataris and Jared Kushner starts.
It all literally goes back to real estate deals. That's how Trump made like all of his deals. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Did you see that Chris Christie is on the revised list of likely upcoming indictments from the mainstream media? Yeah. I mean, other than that,
really,
Trump hates him. I mean, I don't know what Chris Christie would have done recently that was illegal, but I thought that was hilarious today. And I mean, obviously, there's a lot of bad blood between them, and Jared Kushner would hate Chris Christie enough if he could make it happen. I'm sure that he would help it.
That's why Trump hates Kushner too. I mean, he hates Christie. That's why he calls him a fat pig all the time. Is because he put Charles.
No,
Kushner
he specifically said he would never call him that. How dare you? That's a total inversion. He has never called him that. Other mean people have called him that. I can't believe you would say that. Wow.
Oh God. Did you guys also see that CBS News is now running a story that Jeffrey Epstein definitely didn't kill himself?
What?
No, really?
Oh, that's news to me.
In the last,
did Barry Weiss approve that story? Did she?
She may have.
Oh my God!
That's like the biggest money laundering scam I've ever seen. Barry Weiss's news organization got like maybe tops, like in her biggest stories might have had like 20,000 views and probably a couple of hundred page flips on her website. And she sold it for $150 million and then became the editor-in-chief of CBS News.
It's insane, man.
So in the last 24 hours, as part of the Epstein documents being released, the government has handed out 90 pictures from the inside of Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell. I think we had like maybe 5 or 6 before, but now there's a big tranche of them. And CBS News took a look at it, and they were like, wow, this doesn't look right. And there was no investigation done. It seems like Jeffrey Epstein may not have actually killed himself. I just found that to be hilarious.
All of which is rendered moot in the
totally
current AI age. The Barry Weiss thing is, that is bizarre. And I've been noticing something I brought up on a few shows, like that's one example. There's a few others, but there's some fodder right now in the right wing that liberals were real quiet after the election. Like in my other work, I have to see a lot of them and be subjected to a lot of them, and they basically didn't want to talk about anything. And recently, they're getting more bold, and it's all about stuff. Like I'm always curious when their never Trumpers are going ham on narratives, what they're focusing on.
Yeah.
And the Barry Weiss thing is one of them. There's a few other things, but like,
what do they think about Barry Weiss?
Well, they're basically looking at it as this, like they're pointing out all the hypocrisies we're pointing out, and saying like this is not like the MAGA base has been talking about this new decentralized open media landscape, and they've got this multi-millionaire Barry Weiss, who's like a system whore, coming in to be the base
and a
red
regular
pill.
whore probably.
Yeah,
Uneducated.
so I've seen these. Well, so I think that's a problem actually, John, is that she's not. She could get settled down a little bit, a good.
But I mean, have you looked at her face?
A good dick.
I try not to.
Yeah, she needs a little DD. But besides that, it's like the liberals are pointing out the same sort of hypocrisies we're pointing out, and they're posting side by sides of her opinions from 2019 versus what's going on now. And that's the stuff a lot of time we talk about. It's not just Barry Weiss. It's a lot of these Con Inc. people where we're like, MAGA is so thirsty. Like, you got to stop being thirsty. You've got the mandate. Like, the culture is ours, by and large. And when you're thirsting after these liberal in disguise wine moms to be your new bastions of free speech, you're a fucking idiot.
So
and
I'm sorry,
liberals are jumping all over it.
I'm maybe I've like missed like a huge part of the cultural conversation, but is that happening? Are people like looking at Barry Weiss as if she's going to set media free and she's somebody that we should be reading and taking cues from?
I think a lot of MAGA is. I wouldn't say, when I say MAGA, I'm talking about like normie MAGA, not
I've seen that.
Community.
I've missed that entirely. I guess my algorithm is highly tuned. I just don't see those people.
I should say
I've seen some of those people because they're talking about how like during COVID she was like standing up to the mandates and all that stuff when she
didn't do that till 2 years later.
Yeah, it was like 2 years after the fact. Exactly. Like, really, it's late to the party. So I don't know why she's getting any credit for that at all.
Yeah, my point is not like real MAGA. It's to Jay's point. It's like it's a narrative that Con Inc. is running with, right? So like the Benny Johnsons of the world, the Daily Wires of the world, like this is their orbit. So in the wake of Charlie Kirk, especially, those people have tried to fill that vacuum that they probably maybe actually made on an actual level, and are like, now we all need to rally together around Barry Weiss, who is now the arbiter of American conservative truth.
Wow.
And she is going to change everything. So yeah, when I say MAGA's thirsty, it's like normie MAGA. And I think it's interesting when I see liberals, like often lately, I'm scrolling my normie feed and seeing liberals being like, in between all their Trump bullshit, it's like Barry Weiss this and Matt Walsh this and Tim Pool this, and I'm like, yep, agree. So
I guess I always saw Barry Weiss as like a typical liberal. I mean, like I never would have considered her to be some bastion of conservative thought or anything like that.
She's been branded that way now.
Wow. Okay.
She's Con Inc. is our liberals.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't listen to Con Inc. either, really, though.
Yeah. So. I listen to my enemies.
I thought that was interesting, John, when you had, I didn't realize until just a few days ago that you had, what's his name, on Daily Herald. His name's escaping me right now. The guy from
Daily Herald?
The guy from Virginia.
I've had lots of guys from Virginia.
Talking about the rep?
No. Last week you had the Bannon's guy. He was my congressman.
I forgot his name now too. Hold on.
Did you read the Matt Eric hit piece on Steve Bannon that we published today?
No, I haven't read that yet. I mean, he says that stuff all over Breaking History all the time. He hates on Bannon all the time.
Is it the Nick guy from TikTok?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's
hold on, I'll find it.
Yeah, this former.
Let it never be said I censor the Substack because
I feel silly that I can't. His name is escaping my
He's
my mind.
Based as hell too.
Super based. He works at Liberty University.
Here, I know how to find it. Hold on.
Ghost, while he's looking that up, how about your that lady that's running for governor over there, Spermberger or whatever her name is?
Spermberger? No way.
Spermberger.
Dave Bratt.
She just froze.
Dave Bratt. Thank you, Diana, in the chat. Dave Bratt. Yeah, dude, Bratt is super based, and when he took down because he ran against
the Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House, yeah, and he unseated him in the primary. That was a huge deal.
That's such a cool story.
Yeah, it's an awesome story.
Because he didn't fundraise at all, barely. Like, it was all grassroots shit.
Yeah. Well, he was telling you that he was like, liberals don't even exist anymore. He's like, I've been working in academia for decades. He's like, 20 years ago, I used to work with liberals, and he's like, they were actually pretty nice people. He's like, I didn't like their politics, but they were nice people. Like, they were like family centric and all that. He's like, those people don't exist anymore. He's like, you just have like crazy Marxists who have influenced society to become crazy Marxists.
That's probably a good way to look at it. Like, liberals are now either, I wouldn't say they're all Trumpers like I am, but they're apolitical now. Like, my whole family that are liberals are completely disconnected from all politics.
Why do you think that is? Like, what was it that got them disconnected? Were they actually connected before, or did they just like pretend to be?
Well, no, I'd say never like this. I would say though, like, they considered themselves generally informed. I've said this a million times, I think, and Ghost has written about this, even with sort of horseshoe theory. But this is something that I still do not think that many MAGA people take seriously. They were entirely correct during the Bush era. Like, I would go so far as to say, this is going to get like people mad. Liberals during the Bush era were more right than MAGA people are now.
I can get on board on that.
I think that is the case. But I think that a lot of people who vote for Trump have a moral superiority complex. I'm not talking about truthers. If you're watching shows on Rumble, you're probably like retarded like us. But like a normal Republican that watches Sean Hannity unironically is a piece of shit. From the perspective of normal liberals who watched 51% of the country lead us into 20 years of forever war gleefully after 9/11, in which all liberals all across the United States the entire time were saying, don't do this. This is fucking retarded and obviously the wrong thing to do, you awful people. And Republicans not only did it, but they called all those liberals communists, right? So now when Trump and all his friends call liberals communists, that it means nothing to them, because they remember Bushies doing the same thing when being called a communist meant you are opposed to a forever war in the Middle East, which is actually another reason why Trump ending forever wars in the Middle East is a really big deal, like even bigger deal than I think people realize.
Yeah. Get a rebuttal?
Well, I was going to say that I feel like everybody has a moral superiority complex nowadays. Like their political and ideological spectrum defines who they are. And I see it every single day. Like, even amongst our sector, if people disagree, then it's not just that they have a difference of opinion. It's like, no, you're clearly retarded and I'm better than you because you don't believe the same thing that I do. And it doesn't matter like how serious it is or how trivial it is. It's just kind of across the board. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, or center. If you are the person with the opinion and people around you don't have it, then everybody else is a moron and they need to accept it. And they should, probably at some point apologize to you because they haven't realized it yet.
I mean, I feel that way about some people though. Like,
I know you do.
I don't feel like I have a moral, whatever you said there. I just feel like some people are retarded, and
some people are. I'm speaking broadly about it's a situation that basically the majority of the world find themselves in. Okay, it's a phenomena of the modern age. Is this tying of your identity to your ideology. And many people, of course, I can't say all because it's never all, but most people, I think, are stuck in that feeling of moral superiority based upon what they believe. And some people are right. Some people are not. Some people are clearly absolutely retarded. But it's a different time than what it was in years past. I mean, I would totally agree with you, BB. I mean, I was one of those liberals at that time because, you know, I was like, you know,
were you? Oh, I thought you were always a conservative.
No. I mean, I wasn't particularly, I wasn't active politically, so to speak. I mean, I was more focused on being a father, but you know, I was anti-surveillance state.
Yeah.
I was anti-forever wars. And so those opinions set me at odds with the administration. I also knew who George W. Bush was, and I knew who George H.W. Bush was, but I also knew who the Clintons were, you know? So, I mean, like, I was more like a libertarian.
You were ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, and to be clear, I wasn't, when I say the moral superiority, my point is, I totally agree with what Zach said. I'm saying, I think that when you don't put in the work that people in the truth, if you're in the truth community, by definition, you are at least attempting to figure out what's going on. If you're a normie and you are not trying to do that through anything other than the sort of media you passively absorb, a lot of MAGA, I've noticed over years, I've noticed a big wall of cognitive dissonance that exists within the MAGA base, where people even in our audience can be like, I don't understand how a liberal can be a liberal in 2025. And it's like, well, that stance makes sense if you think that these people are perpetually online and digging into everything like we are. If you're doing that, then what you're dealing with is probably a psychopath, you know, Marxist, right? But like my parents, who don't do that, they just are casually political
observers,
and they remember
casual observers.
Yeah, they remember like the rhetoric during the Bush era, and going farther beyond that, I would say, and I was not around during this time, but my dad has talked about it. My dad was a hippie, and like that has become a pejorative term, right, or derogative term, but he was born in the mid 50s. And like he's proud of the fact that he was a hippie in the 60s and 70s.
Should be.
That's not something that's like, a lot of conservatives still say that as a pejorative term. And when you do that to a guy like my dad, who could probably beat your ass, was a blue collar worker from Boston his entire life, and was like, yeah, I was the guy in 1968 who was marching in the streets about Martin Luther King. And was against Vietnam, and you assholes who voted for the Forever War in Vietnam and the Middle East shit, you can see why boomer liberals in particular have a like almost an earned superiority complex.
For sure.
Because it's like, from their perspective, Republicans have been the worst people in the world for their entire lives.
I want J-Trit's perspective on this, because he probably knows more boomer liberals than anybody out there in California.
I know a ton of them. I have a tremendous patient load of liberal boomers, and I think BB hit it right on the head. It's a lifetime of thinking Republicans are the worst people on earth, because to them we were the warmongers. You know, we were the ones that were promoting these wars, and I think that they've never gotten over that. They don't see the inversion that's happened. They're not looking deep enough into it to realize that now Republicans have become the party of peace, and the peacemakers are on our side. It's really just a complete inversion, but they can't let that stereotype go, and you know, they're unwilling to change. Basically,
it's okay to believe that the political parties switched their stances on slavery, but not war.
Right. That's why it's not a defense of them. It's more just, I think, I'm more saying, like, from a diagnosis of the enemy perspective.
I get it.
It's never a good thing to go in being like, oh, liberals are stupid. It's like, they're not. In their own minds, they're making rational decisions about what you have represented in the past. And I don't think that enough MAGA people are as forthcoming as a lot of people in this audience are. Like, most Badlanders, you talk to them at a GART, and a lot of what you talk about when you meet one is like, hey, how did you end up here, right?
Right.
A lot of the time, with very little prompting, you're going to get a very humble story about, these are all the things I was wrong about, and then I ended up here.
Right.
And that's just not what you see in kind of normal rhetoric among liberals or conservatives.
Well, it's also important to remember that the modern Republican Party happened because the hippie movement drove all the pro-war Democrats out of the Democrat Party. They were totally disillusioned with the fact that the hippie movement, which had taken over the Democrat Party, didn't want war anymore. So
that's a good point.
So Irving Kristol and all of his friends rebranded themselves in 1971 as conservatives. They called themselves New Conservatives, neoconservatives, took over the Republican Party. So all the people who worship the Republican Party just realized you are worshiping Democrats who are just pro-war Democrats.
Good.
Can I add something?
And Chris Paul points that out. Go ahead, Cam.
So from my perspective, I grew up on the liberal side of everything. And one thing that I've noticed is that when I was growing up, there were plenty of people that were quote unquote on the Democrat side that had Democrats that they didn't like presidential candidates. I didn't see Republican people like that. I didn't see Republicans that didn't like the Bushes, didn't like Gerald Ford, didn't like all these people. I saw people that hated Lyndon Johnson because they loved JFK and they knew that Lyndon Johnson had a hand in killing him. So that party has always been split since from my parents were born in the mid 50s too. And since they were growing up, there was the Democrat Party, and there were branches of it. There was the side that was the more open to not segregation, open to integration. Then there was the segregation side. There were splits. Whereas from that perspective, the Republican Party was all united. It was all together. It was all just one thing. And no matter what, it was basically vote red no matter what. Whereas on the blue side, it had never been that until Obama. Obama was the first time where it was you're voting blue no matter who. Yeah,
that's a great point, Cam. Because and obviously we weren't alive then, but from even I remember during the Bush era, really liking the Daily Show and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But part of why I really liked it, of course, in hindsight, it's illusory. It was very clever what was going on, but at the time, it wasn't just these people are talking about how bad the president is and he's a Republican. It was at least the appearance of we can talk about things that they won't talk about over there, right? Jon Stewart is a master at his craft, whatever you think of him. And he would have liberals on routinely and argue with them all the time during that whole era. And in hindsight, a lot of narrative shielding was probably going on. But to your point, Cam, you never saw that on the right. The right was a monolith. And to liberals, it was this oppressive, religious, fundamentalist, warmongering machine that was just going to roll over any opposition to it. And I experienced this on a micro, where now there's some of my, they're my lifelong best friends, but my friends and I, all of them were pretty much conservative, even though I grew up in Boston. But as a teenager, we couldn't talk. We had to stop talking politics.
That was me down here in the
because
South.
It was at the point where they were put the flag in your pickup truck or shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And it got, that was that whole era. So, and my dad in the 70s dealt with the same thing. It was you're just a hippie. You're just a JFK hippie. And they would call them, my uncle was a draft dodger.
I was literally going to say draft dodger. That was the term, man.
Imagine it being a pejorative term. Yeah. Imagine it being a negative term. There are still conservatives who use draft dodger as a negative term. And you need an exorcism if you use that as a negative term.
Muhammad Ali went to prison for being a draft dodger.
Yep.
Did your uncle have to flee to Canada, or is he back here in the United States?
No, but the IRS fucked his whole life.
Really?
And a lot of it came down to him being a draft dodger because he wasn't due the same sort of process that everybody else was. So my uncle was a veteran and was on VA benefits, and then he dodged the draft, and the IRS went to garnish his wages, so he became a contractor, and then they went through the VA, the IRS went through the VA and got his veterans benefits taken away.
Wow.
The crazy part about that is the fact that he was actually a veteran before. Because I wouldn't even consider that a draft dodger. That's just someone who disagreed.
No, after Cam.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's what
he had joined. He had joined up the He had joined the military after.
I got you.
But like it came up afterwards.
That's even more. Yeah. That's even. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So like it wasn't the military who went after him; it was the IRS. But either way, that's a weird example. But that whole I remember in my family growing up, it was like, yeah, Uncle Dave is a hero for dodging the draft. That was the narrative in my family's household. So when you went to a conservative's household and they were like, these hippie assholes, they don't believe in the country. I saw conservatives, rightfully, as stormtroopers. I was like, you immoral retards who are like, you're casting aspersions on a guy who didn't go kill mooks because you wanted him to. Gooks. I said mooks.
Yeah, I like
no offense.
Mooks is pretty good. Just to save it. Yeah. There were still mooks though.
I'm in favor of going to war with mooks, not gooks. But anyway,
talking about Italians, not Asians.
But anyway, it's it's good. The good thing now though is that like again in the MAGA base, this is part of the mastery of Donald Trump. It's not cool to be pro-war in MAGA.
No.
So I'll talk some shit about traditional conservatives, but he has made war not cool, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Beautiful.
What Trump did for me was he made me, he actualized all the like liberal social ideals that I had, the conservative social ideas that I had with the liberal damn it, I can't even think of how to describe it. He merged the two different ideals that I had, where like I didn't have a party to be in. To where he was like, you don't need a fucking party. What do you think's right? What do you think's wrong? Hash it out with your buddies and let's see who comes out on top. And I love that.
The Badlands party.
Damn right.
Yeah, the hippies though were like a well-intentioned group of people that were used, and
co-opted.
They were absolutely used, to turn the rest of normal America against the anti-war movement, because originally they were like college professors and very clean-cut college kids that were out there protesting. And then the CIA created the hippie movement.
Just started giving everyone LSD.
And then there were a lot of just, people probably like your dad that just gravitated to the movement because he believed in the cause. But they were, the media would portray them as, they would show the biggest freaks, the long hair and the
commie junkies.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's
I remember we went camping a lot when I was a kid. And I like vividly remember there was a campground we went to. I don't know how old I was, maybe 10 or something. But there was a sign on this campground in New Hampshire that said no long hair. Like it was no shirt, no shoes, no long hair.
Wow. And
this was in the 90s. And I was asking my dad about it because my dad was pissed. He didn't have long hair or anything. Like he was a...
Oops.
Hey, John.
John's like, I fucking hate this story.
Keep going.
So, I was super confused by it. Here, I'll get really close.
Yes, whisper close.
So then we were walking into the little campground there.
Soft disclosure.
My daddy says that sign's kind of bullshit. And I feel like this is getting a little bit weird. The bit is running out. We should pull everybody else back.
I don't have control for this. I can't do it. Cut the feed. Oh man.
I have the power over this stream, by the way. I just haven't used it yet.
Oh.
Anyway, whole point of that
restraining
is that there was a no long hair sign, and the guy who owned the campground was like this 90-year-old World War II vet.
Yeah.
He just kept it, but he meant it. And I remember asking my dad about it, and of course I didn't understand any of this at the time. But my dad was like, yeah, well, this is one of those assholes who like thinks he's a big shot because he fought in some war that a president sent him to. So now he doesn't like people that don't like that. So like that's one of my first political memories. Like my parents were not political, But my dad, you know, from my perspective, he was like a man's man, blue collar, like worked with his hands his whole life, short hair from my whole life. But I come to find out, like when he was 17, long-haired hippie, you know, marching in protests. So when he saw signs like that, he's like, yeah, this prick. But that was the divide, right? It was meant, that's what they do. That's what the Hegelian dialectic is all about. It's to make the youth of the 60s hate the parents and the grandparents of that generation. And, you know, now, come to think of it, my dad probably sees like the MAGA movement as the new, oh, you're like rebelling against the status quo. You're trying to be based and red-pilled, and
we're the new hippies, man.
Yeah,
we really are. We are.
Well, Jay was a punk rock guy, right? There's the idea that there's the idea that MAGA is the new punk rock.
Absolutely, man. It's just that's where I learned to, you know, question authority and all that good stuff, and it's why I harp on it all the time on audio files. Like all my punk rock heroes, other than Johnny Rotten, are basically pussies. They're just. Yeah. They've completely just towed the party line and think of themselves. But this, again, they just can't get out of that mindset that Republican bad, Democrat good. And they always identified as Democrats because they were anti-war and all these other things. They don't see the inversion. And I try to point it out to some of my punk rock friends, and they just have a hard time embracing that Donald Trump really is like the most punk rock freaking leader we've ever had.
Dude, even like Dave Grohl, Eddie Vedder, like all the
Dave
guys,
Grohl's such a bitch.
all the guys
from
from the following generation, like the grunge Seattle generation, they were all a bunch of cucks too. They're all frauds.
Yeah.
It's like
my first favorite band was Nirvana. I particularly hate Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
He's such a pussy, and he never talks about Kurt Cobain.
Ever. You should tune in to Baseless Conspiracies on Monday because we're going to be doing the Who Really Killed Kurt Cobain.
Are you? Oh, damn.
We are.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Was it not the shotgun?
Well,
no. I'm not going to get into it because there is new evidence that has just arisen.
Oh, really?
And, dude, if you were a Seattle early 90s grunge fan, okay, this is going to blow your mind.
Okay. I was a big grunge. Like my favorite music when I was a kid was that.
What's your favorite music now? Taylor Swift?
Yeah. I've gone into
Baby Shark,
ASMR
K-pop.
type of.
Yeah, wait till you get into the
K-pop boy bands.
Don't ever let your kids start watching the Baby Shark stuff.
It'll ruin your life.
That's why I watch
that
videos
called?
of people walking
Cocomelon.
around Japan.
Stay away from Cocomelon.
Right.
Oh, Cocomelon is subversive as hell.
Yeah.
Mine is really into Latin music, and it's like it's funny because we've tried to psyop them. We're like, dude, you're just a baby. You shouldn't have taste yet in women or music.
You like and
we put on my wife puts on country because she's a woman, so she puts that on, and or we'll put on like rap or anything else. I tried to put on like metal and some 2000s rock and stuff. That was kind of my big thing. Was like alternative rock. Like I liked. In the 90s, I liked Kurt Cobain and all that, but then in the 2000s, I liked the fuck.
Green Day is one, man. Back in the day, Green Day was
sucks.
Good. Green Day was good when we were young. You're a little older.
I don't like the nasally voice though.
I didn't either, but it was that era though.
Well, he's trying to have a Cockney accent. He's from like San Francisco. So
who's the guy I'm thinking of who killed himself? God damn it!
Zach.
Best singer in rock in the 2000s.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell. I was a big Chris Cornell guy. All that stuff. I've tried to put all that stuff. Like I've tried to get Baby Bright into all that shit. He freaks out. You put Despacito on. That's his favorite song.
Oh my God!
He will stop. He'll stop everything if Despacito comes on.
Canadian.
And you know what else he likes? Mrs. Bright. It makes Mrs. Bright upset, but he's into Camila Cabello.
Oh no!
I don't know who that is.
Not her.
Yeah, he's into all that stuff, man.
I don't know who that is, but Despacito is like that. That's a 4chan thing. That's a 4chan.
She looks good, but
he's already
she's a soul stealer. Camila Cabello is a soul stealer, man. Don't let him get into her music. I'm telling you. Ariana
you dabble
Grande.
in the Hispanics. You don't. You don't stay there, Cam. Right?
No, you stay there. If you're me, you gotta have tough skin.
She's sitting on the couch next to you. You
gotta have tough skin.
I get you, man. I totally get you. Totally.
Blink twice.
Real quick. Besides my my love for the spicy Latin women, when I was growing up, man, I used to have a thing for redheads. So I think BB and I have the same taste in women.
They're kind of the same.
They are.
They are pretty
they're
two
ends
similar.
of the spectrum, man.
Yep.
Same crazy, different skin tones.
I'm into it.
Crazy differences.
I had both you guys pegged for guys that are attracted to people like Katie Porter here in California running for governor.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my God, Katie!
Dude,
Porter.
you guys got to pull it up. You
Show a
haven't
picture.
seen this
Okay.
meltdown?
Hold on.
It's been all over Twitter.
We should let's do a soft disclosure ad, and then I want to do that video because that video is hilarious, Jay.
Yes.
We also got to play. Candace Owens has now come full circle on the Kirk narrative. So let's play this quick because it's black approved. Just like apparently redheads and Latin women.
You know what else is black approved? I forgot to mention this earlier.
What?
Telling the police you don't have a gun in the car when you have one sitting on the passenger seat.
Yeah, I've never understood.
What is up with that?
I've never understood it,
man.
but like I feel like the blackness in me. If I was ever in that situation, the first thing I would say is, "No, I don't have one."
Yeah, no, I don't have a gun.
They'd be like, "Bro, I can see it right there." I'm like, that's not my gun.
Dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not mine.
Oh, that
It's
ain't
a
mine.
lighter.
That ain't mine.
I don't
know
know
who
who
put
lives in
that
my
there. That ain't
car.
mine.
It's just metal.
I wasn't even driving.
When will you blacks take responsibility?
Never.
If the car is stolen, it's technically not your car. So therefore, if they ask you, "Do you have a gun in your car?"
Yeah.
you can say no.
Dude,
Soft
right.
disclosure.
Menthol cigarettes. EC was here. Shout out. EC was here.
I said that.
We never said that. We missed that one.
That's so easy, though. I guess everybody
Too
assumed
easy,
menthol
guys.
cigarettes.
Too easy.
Why is that? Why is that a
Camel
thing?
Crush.
Because it's just so smooth, man.
I never had a cigarette, so I don't know.
So
any of
you
it.
obviously don't have the
buy
same
Bandit?
nostrils. It's a black man nostril thing. So you have these nostrils that are easy to get clogged, and with the menthol, it opens them up a little.
In
bit.
Africa, they kill each other over their nostril sizes.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Really?
I remember in high school
I
biology.
don't want to go back.
In high school biology, my teacher told everybody that why black people have wide noses. And he's like, well, because they're running from lions on the plains of the Serengeti. And I was like, well, that makes in the hot air. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. But then I looked around and people were pissed. Like even back then, they were like, what?
Yeah.
I think that's true, to be honest.
Oh, it is. I'm sure it is.
Sense. Yeah.
Same with like musculature and stuff.
Yeah.
So
It
should
hasn't
soft disclosure get
evolved
into
away
menthol
because of what
cigarettes?
John said.
No, we should get menthol lotion.
What you
Menthol
need, we need like
Menthol
a
lotion, yeah.
we need a cocoa butter formula specifically for black people. But that would sell like hotcakes.
That's actually a really good idea. That's actually that's brilliant.
And hotcakes would sell like hotcakes too.
It would. Biscuits and mustard.
My brother's roommate was super fast, black guy.
Winky, dinky,
raced him and
hoe-cakes.
Dude,
I
do y'all
was feeling
remember
myself
when?
one night?
Do y'all remember when at the very beginning of the Biden administration, like when everyone was super pissed about Trump leaving, and then Biden outlawed menthol cigarettes?
Yes,
and the political alliance between the old boomer white women who smoked Virginia Slims and then the black women who smoked Newports. There was like this really like wonderful moment where these old like upper middle class white women who smoked Virginia Slims like found camaraderie with the Newport smokers.
They were going to
and they were ready to march on DC
menthol.
over it.
The Lucy's, they went to get the Lucy's from the they were like, I'm crossing the tracks this time. Fuck Biden. I need my menthols.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Old white women are very similar to black guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Just in general.
100%. I'll tell you
They
right
ask
now,
you
when I was growing up, my
lotion.
like my favorite people were my white male friends' grandmothers.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't give a fuck
loved me,
anymore.
and I loved them. Like we would.
Their
talk
husbands
so
are
much
dead.
shit.
If their husbands are Irish, they're dead. Like,
and their husbands were always racist. They were always racist, but they were
Well,
really nice people.
makes
like
sense.
they hated black people, but not me. Like it was like you're different. You're a different one of those guys.
I'm racist
You know, I
against
generally don't
everybody.
like colored boys, but Cam, you're all right.
It's funny. I never felt.
I have more problems with Italians. I tell Chris this all the time. Like I am racist, but I like there's a lot of white people I am annoyed by in terms of just their whole thing. And I think we need to bring that back. Like it used to be or at least for me growing up, it was a normal thing because everybody was white. You know, like there was the black guy that would be in the group, but like he was the black guy, and then he would try talking about like his heritage. We're like, dude, you're the black guy. Like, you don't have a heritage. You're the black one. Stop. You're faster than everybody. We get it. So, but all the white kids were like, I'm Scottish, I'm German, I'm this, I'm that. Like, but now it's become this monolith where we're all the same thing. We're not the same thing.
No.
Like, I'm better than you. And you're like German and Dutch and French and all these other things. And then there's good Irish boys.
That's right.
And everything else. And we need to bring back intra-race racism.
Right.
And make that.
Why don't white crime is so much less violent? And you've noticed that. Why don't white crime is like, for the most part, it's hilarious because it never goes too far.
Yep.
Well, nobody wants to go to prison
until it does. Like serial killers are typically white.
I mean, that's not why don't white crime. That's just crazy.
We get away with it.
Oh my god!
If I'm gonna kill somebody, ain't no way I'm getting caught. That's
it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, I hate to admit how much I've thought about it already, but I wouldn't do it.
It's funny, Cam, because I always found like black grandmothers to be very endearing. Like
that's
the black
true.
grandmothers. Like I always thought they were very endearing. The way that
there's something about it, man.
Well, they've raised 3 generations by the time they're grandmothers.
Yeah, is that what they sound like?
Absolutely, man.
Like they're not willing to suffer any fools. They know what they'll put up with and what they won't, and they know how to discipline too.
I feel like if you were to meet somebody on like a lonely road, like the best, most trustworthy person to meet would be like an 82-year-old Louisiana black lady.
Yeah, that's like a narrative.
No.
That's like the Magic Negro.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
Someone wanted to cook me up,
dude. Yeah, voodoo. Louisiana. That is true. That voodoo, like you can't discount
I'm not
the voodoo.
into that.
The voodoo that you do.
Georgia black lady, Savannah.
Sounds like molasses is spilling out of a mouth.
Right.
You got to come to North Dakota.
Okay,
Sounds like we don't have any races there yet. They haven't come out yet.
We are as white as the snow we receive.
Well, I always say to Mrs. Bright, you know, like she complains about the winter because she's been one of those like, oh, we should move to Florida, move down south. I'm like, the good thing about the winter, because anytime anything happens in warm weather with like a bug, I'm like, hey, in February, there'll be none of these. Everything's dead. And that's why we should live here. But that applies to races too. We're never going to have the same amount of
keeps the riffraff out
issues that some of these other places have. Because
you only get Scandinavians, man. You only get Scandinavians during that time of year.
I feel like they are adapting. Like I am seeing more diversity around me, and I'm like, I didn't think you fuckers would adapt.
It's reverse gentrification on the Cape.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could play the soft disclosure, but I want to make sure BB gets all the racism out of his system.
Surrounded by water, then it snows too, and you're still here.
Adapting, man.
What must I do?
You gotta remove the sun.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, you're good now?
They say confidence starts with a smooth skin. And baby, soft disclosure lotion delivers.
I swear by this stuff. Like I kid you guys not. This is the first lotion I've ever had in my entire life that like I don't get ashy after I put it on any part of my body. Like my hands are always dry, and my hands have not gotten ashy without like rinsing them through water and washing them with soap since I started putting soft disclosure on. Like it is black man approved. I kid you not.
Black man approved. You heard him. And let's be real. If it can handle his hands, it can handle anything.
Feet are like, they get so dry, like the heels of them, it'll just kind of like flake off. Like, but with soft disclosure, once you put it on, like it starts to absorb it.
Yeah, he went there. Don't worry, we won't show you his feet, but trust us, they're smoother too. Soft disclosure lotion is made with aloe, goat's milk, honey, and our exclusive oil blend that actually restores your skin barrier. Visit softdisclosure.com, use code BADLANDS, and get 15% off.
All right, I gotta show you guys something though first.
Yeah, you got that in a Deadwood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, that's a perfect segue because what I want to show you has to do with titties too.
Babies.
So today on my show, I was talking about a bunch of banks are looking into like stable coins, I think it was. And one of the banks, hold on, I gotta find the picture. Where did I save this at? One of the, I was reading through the banks, and one of them was Citibank. Dang it, I saved it as the wrong kind of file. I don't know if it's gonna pull up. And I accidentally said
I can pull it up. I can pull it up if you want me to.
Okay, I think it's loading now. Yes, okay. One of the banks I said was Titty Bank instead of Citibank, and somebody made the logo.
Nice.
It's amazing.
It's a waifu.
And all my money in that bank.
That's
BB's an ass man anyway.
Yeah, but it's anime, man.
That's true. It's so funny.
We have the best meme smiths here. We have some great meme smiths.
Okay,
that's courtesy of Alex, by the way.
Alex, thank you, Alex. That's really cool. I want to play this Candace Owen clip.
Mm-hmm.
You missed some titties, Burning Bright.
Yeah, anime titties.
I heard the audio. I imagined.
I'll show you.
Oh, Candace Owens is such a disappointment, man.
Okay, listen to this. You guys have seen what she's been doing like the last ever since, right? Question what's going on.
Yeah, but before we begin, she's also wearing a CIA hat. So is this
what I thought,
entire segment a troll?
It very much could be. And Ashton Forbes is the one who shared it. So
okay,
I haven't watched it yet either. And it's Ashton Forbes. So this could be a
13th inning right now between Seattle and Detroit.
Really? Who's winning?
13th inning. It's the
Nobody.
13th inning, John.
It was a joke.
Nobody.
It's a baseball joke.
Okay.
Could be somebody though.
You were one of
Somebody
those.
actually.
Technically, it could be somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you the part that he is telling the truth about is that Charlie's neck indeed did stop the bullet without question. Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely fucking playing into this. And Ashton Forbes took the bait.
And this is going to dispel a lot of theories that are out there. And I'm telling you this 100%. Charlie Kirk was shot from the front, and the bullet did not exit. And at least a fragment of the bullet was recovered from his neck. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it was recovered from. I have fact-checked this information from
Tell us where it's from.
now. I've actually been sitting on this
Wait.
for a little bit over a week. Right around here.
She's saying what I said the other day.
Almost in line with your shoulder blade right in the center. Now, why is that helpful? Because it gives us a bullet trajectory, okay? Went in here where you saw that, and it was stopped, and a fragment was pulled from, think right, if you're just touching your spine in line with your shoulder blade. That leads us, obviously, to the part that...
So, Zach, you think it's legit then?
No, I don't think it's legit. I think that, I mean, she's speaking to the same people at TPUSA that passed this information on that I had found baseless conspiracies. But I don't think that makes it any truer that it's coming from Candace. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like she is delivering it too straight for it not to be appearing as if this is what she believes.
Yeah, I feel like she's trolling.
No, I don't know.
Feels like a troll to me. But
We got like 54 seconds left, so we can see how it ends.
He's maybe not being forthcoming about. They did not recover a bullet from a 30-06. They didn't recover a bullet from a 30-06. Just didn't happen. Okay, they had found a 30-06 bullet. Charlie's death certificate certainly would have reflected that. In suicide situations, as just one example, medical examiners feel free to chime in. I've spoken to quite a few. But when the gun and the bullet are known, they are reflected onto the death certificate, okay? There is not one reflected onto Charlie Kirk's death certificate because they did not recover a bullet from a 30-06. Hunters and military men rejoice. It turns out that common sense still rules the roost, okay? You guys were right. You were absolutely right.
So she said that didn't find a 30-06. Now, the only way that I would believe that something entered his neck and then lodged at his T1 would be if it obviously wasn't a 30-06. If it could have been a bullet, could have been a much smaller caliber bullet, maybe like a 380, maybe a 45, maybe. But I mean, I don't know. who is it? Is it Chris Martin? Chris Martin did a pretty detailed breakdown on the acoustics and the sound waves and stuff. I need to see it.
I don't know. She's like responding to this too. Like people, she might actually be serious about this shit. It is completely possible that the hospital removed the bullet, but there was no full bullet recovered from Charlie's body at the medical examiner's office during the autopsy. They are guarding the name of the hospital surgeon, which I find to be quite strange.
This is like essentially a JFK rerun in terms of the
it's a magic
bullet. Yeah.
So we'll never know until Anna Polina Luna has a task force.
Now, if the autopsy was completed the second day, the surgeon or the doctor at the hospital, all he would have needed to do was attempt life-saving care and then call the death. And if you're doing any type of post-mortem, that would be part of the autopsy. To my knowledge, whoever that doctor was inside the hospital would not have gone fishing around inside Charlie looking for something. And even if he had, theoretically, and he pulled out a large portion of a bullet, then that would have been notated. He would have kept it there. But I mean, like, he wouldn't have done that because that would have compromised the post-mortem and it would have compromised the investigation. So I don't know. It sounds like she's saying that she actually saw the autopsy, which, I mean, is theoretically possible. I mean, but it sounds like all of this information this week that's coming out is from people who are connected to TPUSA, and I don't know who they are. I don't know where their heart is. I think it's entirely possible that there are people who are 100% good working at TPUSA and want to get to the bottom of this, and then I think that there would very likely be people who are looking to just have this put to rest as soon as possible so that they can control what Charlie had built.
Yeah, and that's actually what disgusts me. And I was no Charlie Kirk fanboy. I mean, I was as critical of him as anybody here.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, but I find it really disturbing that there are a number of people like with the Turning Point USA, whatever in their profile, who are basically scrambling to make sure that the fingers don't get pointed at certain directions and that we move away from this and that we just like let everyone grieve. And it's like, wait a minute, y'all actually knew this guy. Y'all actually knew this guy. Like, y'all actually were friends with this guy. Aren't you curious, like, what the actual truth is here? I mean, this is a pretty big deal, it seems like. And there are people who are just ready to move on.
Seems like an open and shut case to me, Ghost. John, do we have anything else on the docket for...
I'm looking forward to the next PSYOP so we can stop listening.
I just think it is so
stunning
and think it is so stunning and brave, Ghost, to forgive people of such crimes. If I get shot in the neck and my wife forgives my killers,
if you get shot in the neck, your wife is going to be the one who probably did it.
She's going to be rejoicing.
If she forgives herself for that, you can tell her I'm not happy.
Do you guys want to see a really odd video?
Yes.
I'm using. I can do it. Let me pull this up. So this is Phil Lyman, that Utah rep who was doing the interview rounds in the days after, and he knew Charlie allegedly. I don't know, what the relationship was like, but he, presents himself as a friend. And this is like minutes after Charlie is shot, and just take a look. It's like the weirdest.
Oh, smile. Oh, there's another one.
Oh yeah.
I see what happened.
How are you?
Did you see what happened, Phil?
No.
You were there too.
Oh yeah, it's interesting because I was there. I was a witness to everything that happened. I was talking to Charlie just before he took the stage, and I was in very, very close proximity.
Wow, I can't stop it.
How are you?
Did you see what happened, Phil?
Okay.
What do you mean?
I didn't. I mean, it's just they're going to keep repeating it over and over again. Oh. The thrust of it is that Phil Lyman went on all those programs and said that he was right there. He saw everything. But immediately after the shooting, he's asked if he saw it. And he says no, and then he laughs. Now, I mean, I was just thinking about it earlier today. And I mean, like, obviously everybody reacts differently to traumatic circumstances. Some people will default to uncomfortable or perhaps inappropriate humor. Perhaps he said no because, like, of course he saw it. He was there and everybody saw what happened. But even given that, it's an odd reaction.
Yeah. It's also like there's a pattern here because that Holly Hand kid that they were pushing down everyone's throat a week or two ago, he was on Fox News like 20 minutes after they announced that Charlie Kirk was dead. And he was smiling about it too. Like all these people were smiling about it. And these are people who knew the guy personally, and they were smiling right after learning that he had been killed. Very, very strange. The whole thing is just very odd. And it makes me really uncomfortable, man. I gotta be honest.
It reminds one of the Sandy Hook videos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Robbie Parker.
That's the most infamous. I feel like that's like the most infamous example of Duper's Delight type of thing, where you've got the B-roll footage of him preparing. You know, it's one thing when you catch them smiling in the newscast where they're not supposed to be, but that one is particularly haunting because he's joking around and laughing, and then like gets himself into character before the cameras roll. So
it's crazy.
But I was reprimanded on other programs on Badlands for suggesting that.
Were not by me.
It was.
Who reprimanded you?
No, not by you.
Oh.
They're no longer among us.
Oh, I remember now. We should watch this real quick too. Speaking of being in character.
God. Oh God.
And other problems, and to speak the news out of my fucking shop.
Actually, it's not that it's electric vehicles, it's that if we don't make a commitment to the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shop before that. Stay out of my shop.
Who leaked that? Was it the staffer or the people doing the interview?
The staffers are leaking it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them that are on record now talking about how she's getting Ellened right now, basically.
She's always been Ellen. Like, I mean, she's had a 72% turnover when she was in Congress. Like, nobody liked her. She was also forcing some of them into sex. That's why she had. Oh yeah, she was having sex with staffers. Whoa. She poured boiling mashed potato water on her husband's head.
Yes.
And that's why he left her, because she was an abusive wench.
And this is your prime evidence that elections are completely rigged. She got elected to Congress in Orange County, District 45. It's very conservative down there. It's been conservative since 1953. No Democrats ever been elected there. In 2018, we went to bed and she had lost handily. And then 10 days later of just ballot harvesting, she became the victor, and she's been in that seat ever since. She did run for Senate the last election, and she didn't even make it on the ballot because the way it works here is the top two vote getters, and it was Adam Schiff, and then Steve Garvey was the ex-baseball player was the other candidate. And she accused Schiff of rigging the election because he basically, was able to get Garvey on the ballot, which is a much easier win for him because he has an R after his name. And of course, she got all kinds of grief from her Democratic cohort saying, why did you use the term rigging? That's what Trump says, about elections, and it invoked 2020. And so, she had to make a public apology that basically saying I chose the wrong word. But yeah, she's just a horrible person.
She seems based to me.
Lorena Bobbitt, is that who we're looking at here? Who is this?
No, this is Katie Porter. She's the front runner for governor of California because Newsom's termed out. So, but this is torpedoing because now like all her staffers are coming out and posting videos like this of her. There's a couple of them out there.
There's more.
Yeah,
did you see the interview where she basically
a frightening expression on her face right now?
Where she melts down. She's right down.
Out.
She's being interviewed by an ABC affiliate in Sacramento, I believe, and she just stops in the middle of the interview and calls it off because she's getting asked like a tough question. The tough question was, 40-something% of California voted for Trump. What do you say to those voters to like win them over? And she just had a meltdown and called the interview.
There's a compilation.
Yeah, probably good.
Yeah.
I'm running for governor because I'm the leader. Lose. Get out of my shot. Because I'm a leader. Bernard, I need you to turn these off. These that are killing me. Yes, we should have. Yes. Okay, everybody, I'm not that dark. I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. This allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity. I'm a leader. So on election night, I'm a leader. My daughter from water polo practice, and she's 12, and she got in the car and she was crying. And I said, did someone punch you? Like, water polo's a rough sport. I was like, did someone hit you? Did the coach yell at you? What happened? And she said, Mom, Trump won. Trump's gonna win. And what if I get raped and I need to have an abortion? This is from a 12-year-old. I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. I don't want.
Okay, there's got to be better.
Oh, man, I swear these are the cases. These are the cases that make me think Ghost in the Machine, accelerationism.
She might be some kind of Judas goat or something.
Well, like she is probably earnestly what she's representing herself as, but I think what the ghosts will do is
push her out.
They're like,
go
push
for
her
in the spotlight. Yeah, exactly.
I think this is the worst.
This is the interview. Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah.
Well, to those voters, okay, so you.
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Are we sure Katie Porter's not improving? Because in her previous negative interactions with other human beings, she once, I think, poured a pot of hot scalding mashed potatoes on someone. She didn't even physically assault this reporter, so maybe she's actually an improving. California, are you really going to look at that face in your television screen for the next 4 years and tolerate this behavior? Do better.
Wait,
You got millions upon
I
millions
think,
of people.
Scott, I think the question, one of the questions, though, for you, I mean, not so much for other people who don't like this behavior, but for you, you comfortable with that treatment of reporters from Trump, but not from Katie Porter?
I don't care what Katie Porter does to reporters. I thought it was legitimate questions, and any legitimate candidate for governor, especially in a state that size, ought to have a better answer.
Well, to
Trump, missing the point that Trump does not dodge questions. He might treat the media like the fake news that they are, but he does not dodge questions. There's a very big difference.
No, and she wasn't being asked anything unfair. She was just she was being asked about how are you going to abandon an entire segment of your state that you likely will need to win this election, given the system that we have here, if, theoretically elections are real. But she also, in the divorce proceedings with her husband, she would get so frustrated with him when he wouldn't do what she wanted him to do, and she would physically assault herself. She would scratch and dig at her arms until they bled, and then she would say to her husband and her children, "Look what you've made me do. You're such a moron, and I can't stand it." And the husband said that it got to the point where the kids saw the way that she treated him, and they started spitting at him and calling him bad daddy and throwing food at him because they saw Katie Porter abuse him in front of them.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, she's a psychopath.
Wow. Dude,
psychopath.
Like, since we're on this, we should look at this video of Abigail Spanberger, because I said at Deadwood, I was like, I think this woman's going to be installed as Virginia governor. So if you're not familiar with the backstory, she's running for governor right now. We have an election in like 3 weeks. And her attorney general running mate, this guy Jay Jones, all these text messages were leaked from him where he has been texting multiple people, and he's like fantasizing about murdering one of the opposition candidates that they're running against. And like the people like in the text message are responding, being like, Jay, can you please stop sending this to me? Like, this is making me really uncomfortable. This is super inappropriate. Stop talking like this. And he's like, no, but seriously, like, we should kill him. And so this is during a debate, I think from, I guess maybe today or yesterday, Winsome Sears, who is the current lieutenant governor of Virginia, running against her. Watch what happens when she confronts her about this.
Would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race, Abigail? You have nothing to say? Abigail, what if he said it about your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
Miss Earl Sears.
I mean, we're talking about murder. We're talking about someone's life being taken from them. Have you nothing to say about that? Are you not going to address it? Really, you can't go any further. You're a governor. You're supposed to stand up for all the people. Are you saying political murder is all right? Have some political courage. What you have done is you are taking political calculations about your future as governor. Well, as governor, you have to make hard choices, and that means telling Jay Jones to leave the race.
That should be political suicide right there. Like
It should be,
by
but
all rights.
To me, it's like a sign elections are completely rigged when these candidates just freeze and don't say a word because it's safer to say nothing and have a really horrible look like that than to say something like wrong. You know, they just know it's in the can for them, so they just keep their mouths shut, go in the hole, and say nothing. That's how I look at it.
Just
Let me,
remember.
Yeah,
Well, just remember, this woman worked for the CIA for 8 years. When she ran for Congress in 2018, that was her pitch. Her pitch was, "I worked for the CIA for 8 years, and that's why I'm the most qualified person to be in Congress." And then she actually was going to lose the race in 2020. She was losing all day, and then at like 3 a.m, they found a thumb drive in a drawer that had 15,000 votes on it, and every single vote was for her. And the guy she was running against was Nick Freitas, who's like the super based veteran, who rolled over and like didn't complain, didn't file a lawsuit, didn't investigate. And Nick Freitas was one of the guys at the White House during the binder situation. He was one of those like influencers. So
how is she doing in the polls?
Hold on, guys. Before we, I'm gonna jet. I'm exhausted and need to get some sleep. My daughter's at cheerleading camp early in the morning.
All good.
I'm gonna go to bed. BB, you can close out the stream.
Yeah, I can't do it on Rumble Studio. That's the only thing.
Okay. Well, you can text me and I'll have my ringer on. I'll make sure.
We'll do.
I'll have my girlfriend do it. So, all right. Peace out, guys. Happy anniversary.
Peace. Yep. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
I was going to show, I noticed this earlier today. Yeah, we'll go to rants soon. What the heck? Where is it? Okay. So Trump retruth this. What's this guy's name?
Rob Schmidt.
Newsman. Rob Schmidt.
Rob
I
Schmidt.
mean, he seemed okay before, but I noticed this at the end of this segment. Relevant to what Jay just said about elections. So let's pay attention to this exchange.
Really, is it just a reminder of just how dirty the inner workings of these big blue cities are? I mean, how corrupt the people that get in. I mean, people like, how in the hell is Tish James the Attorney General of New York? How did that even happen? And you see it when, it's the same reason we're about to have Mamdani as the mayor of this city. It's just the Republicans don't vote. The Democrats know they have it. So you get the worst of the Democrat Party. The primary is the election, and you end up with these horrific people that are running the most important city in the.
So you picked up on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
For all of the people who think, what's his name again? What's his piece of shit's name?
Rob Schmidt.
Rob piece of shit Schmidt. I'm sure a lot of our audience thinks he's super based and red-pilled, right? Look at how Carrie Lake is chomping at the bit to jump in to the bullshit propaganda that this piece of shit just said.
world.
Well, this is why we need to, another thing that President Trump talks about, get back to real, honest elections where we vote on election day. We don't have election month. We don't have mail-in ballots, because I think a lot of common sense voters have just given up in some of these blue states and blue cities. They say, why should I even vote?
So it goes on, but that Trump boosted that. And idiots think that Trump is boosting that piece of shit. Trump is boosting, in my opinion, the response to that piece of shit, which is that, and this is why, if you're upset that I'm calling that guy a piece of shit, fuck you, you're an idiot. This is why we can't have nice things, right? Like somebody gets onto a blue background with a red chyron or whatever it is, and they say nice things about Trump's talking points, and all of a sudden they're our best friends, right? Well, Rob was like, you know, he kind of said that like maybe Trump maybe should have won the 2020 election. So like he's super based and red pilled. And he said that trannies shouldn't be swimming against our daughters. And he had Ben Shapiro on his show. Like he retruthed the Tim Pool video once. He's clearly fighting the good unity, right? I mean, being an asshole, but I am an asshole, so I don't care. But like that video clip is, that guy is the enemy. That is the problem.
Yeah.
Nobody in the United States gives a fuck about CNN or MSNBC or any of this shit now. Yeah. The new enemy are all the people on TV pretending to be your friends. And you, many of you, are defending them. And Carrie Lake knew what he was doing right when he was doing it. She's trying to jump in right when he switches tacks. The first 3 minutes of that video clip is Schmidt, or whatever the fuck his name is, saying based in red-pilled things the whole time. Talking about the new attorney general crap and Letitia James and this and that. And then he switches. You know, I just wish more Republicans would vote. Because they just don't vote. And that's why we have all the problems that we have. And she couldn't wait to jump in there and correct the record and say, well, we don't have real elections.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, the people that are actually in the, so good on Carrie Lake, first of all, but the people in Trump's orbit, they know who these people are. And it should be a reminder to you that when Donald Trump goes on Fox fucking News, Fox News is still Fox News.
The enemy.
They are still the people who settled with Dominion voting systems. They are still the people who led you to a forever war in the Middle East. They are not part of the Q plan. They are not a part. They are not on the team. They are not our friends, okay? They are drifters. They are grifters and drafters, as Chris Paul would say. And like, anyway, the reason I thought that was particularly poignant, that clip, is because Newsmax is one of those networks that the truth community grabbed onto as like the new, more based version of Fox News. Mm-hmm. And that guy in particular, I see him on my feed all the time. That guy is the same as all the rest of them.
I don't even know who that loser is.
He was based in Red Pill Ghost because he was questioning Brett Byers' 2020 election night coverage. So the Newsmax coverage was better than the Fox News coverage on election night in 2020. But anyway, I thought it was interesting.
I see some people getting triggered on YouTube and the YouTube chat over what you're saying, and I just want to remind everybody that the next enemy that we have to fight is the Republican Party. That's the next enemy. And if you don't understand it by now, let me explain something. The Biden administration, the Biden era, was about destroying the Democrat brand. The Trump administration 2.0 is about destroying the GOP brand. Because if you don't get rid of those two things, you're never going to have your freedom back. And there's other enemies, of course, that need to be addressed. But the next one, of course, I think is the GOP and the handlers that control the GOP. And the other thing I should have said when John was still here, I wish I caught this. When Abigail Spanberger, CIA soccer mom, ran in 2018 for Congress, and she said, I'm leaving my career in the CIA. I'm no longer working at the CIA to go to Congress. The person she ran against, Dave Bratt. So she unseated Dave Bratt, the guy that we were talking about earlier, the super base guy from Virginia. She removed him from Congress, plugged in, and now they're grooming her for the White House. That's what they're all saying, is that she's going to be in the White House one day. So, you know, like, this is just more of the same bullshit. And the Republican Party is totally complicit in, like, pushing her to the front.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this thing. And, you know, people who don't get it now are never going to get it. But they don't understand, like, the fundamental reason that the controlled opposition dynamic that Chris is always talking about works. Like, it doesn't work if they don't pretend to hold the same opinions as you. It works because they pretend to hold the same opinions as you. They're totally okay holding all of the same opinions as you and then defending the fraudulent election system that keeps everything running, right? So like this is where people, you need to sack up. Like you need to, and hey, maybe that guy is just an earnest retard. Like maybe he thinks that we have free and fair elections, in which case he is not to be taken seriously.
Yep.
And if he's doing that on purpose, then he is to be taken as an enemy of Trump and the MAGA movement. And just my view on that was that Carrie Lake knew what he was doing as he was doing it and made sure that she jumped all over that.
Yeah, that was a good clip to play. And I see Steph Asia in the chat is asking about Dave Brat. Is that the same Dave Brat from Steve Bannon's show? Yes, that's the same Dave Brat from Steve Bannon's show. He was on Daily Herald, I think, a week or two ago. And the significant thing that Dave Brat did was that he ran for Congress in the primary against the Speaker of the House, Eric Cantor. So Eric Cantor was the Speaker of the House for the Republican Party, and everyone was like, "This is stupid. Like, you should not even participate." There's the Speaker of the House has never lost a primary election in the history of America. It's never happened. So there's no reason to run. Like you have a 0.5% chance of winning this, and he did it anyway. He ran a populist grassroots campaign, ended up defeating Cantor in one of the greatest upsets in political history, and then goes on to become a pretty significant congressman, like while he was there, in terms of like being based. And then the swamp moves in and sends a CIA agent in to remove him from Congress. So, and the Republican Party again helped do that because there was the Nick Freitas thing that happened. So again, it's so frustrating that we have to deal with the Republican Party because they sit there and they say super base and red pill shit. But they're all a bunch of fags, and we just need to call them out.
I didn't even realize people in chat are pointing out Newsmax also settled the settlement.
Yeah.
So the two most based and red-pilled networks that were calling out election fraud throughout the entirety of the Biden administration set the legal precedent so that future networks could not go after that same topic.
If they would have just waited a little bit, they could have had the lawsuit dropped, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's almost like the point was the settlement.
Right? The point was the settlement.
Do you guys want me to grab rants?
Let's do the rants.
Start getting that. All right, Mateo 127, $50. As an American beaner, I would like to apologize for the ICE protest with all the Mexican flags. To my people, you have one day, Cinco de Mayo, eat your tacos and fuck off. The rest of us are in for this.
Love you, Mateo.
Thanks, man.
Great rant, Mateo.
Old school, BB, don't use Kickstarter again. Myself, hundreds of people funded video glasses. We spent $350 each and never got anything and no apologies. Those efforts are worse than fake Uniparty members. So, in fairness, it's not Kickstarter that defrauds you. It's the people who use the platform.
Yeah. You need, obviously, there's only so much research you can do on a company that is brand new bringing you a product. But you want to check and make sure that they've actually created a proof of concept and, that there is, adequate supply chain that's been set up and they know what they're doing. Because if they're just creating a computer animatic showing you what might be once they get all of your money, it's likely that you're not going to get it. And like I said earlier, there may be companies that have all of the best intentions and then unforeseen circumstances end up screwing them, which ends up screwing you. Like the company that I got screwed on, it was an at-home mushroom growing kit. Okay. And it's like a pod that controls the humidity and it's different depending on what type of mushrooms you're growing. And you just take your brick of substrate that has been already seeded with your mycelium, you pop it in there, and then it grows the mushrooms. You harvest them, and there you go. Since that time, there have actually been a couple of other companies that came out with competing products which are better. But I lost several $100 because this company just didn't deliver.
Yeah, I looked into all that with Burning Bright Productions, and it seems to be legit.
Yeah. Brad has been listening. I think he just finished the audio book of Swordpunk.
Cool.
And he said he liked it. So
he would.
I did want to see. We actually there are already Badlanders in Cocoa Beach. So we have some early footage, exclusive, never before seen footage from Cocoa Beach of the pregame, basically for Gart. going on now. So I just wanted to give people a little sneak peek.
Oh, the ripping and the tearing.
The wild women, the wild women, the ripping and the tearing, the ripping and the tearing.
Get it. Drop a low, bro. Yeah.
Ripping and tearing.
Oops.
So if you guys have not yet got your tickets to Cocoa Beach, badlandsmedia.tv/events. If that didn't convince you, nothing will. No refunds, motherfuckers. By the way, though, in all seriousness, that guy will be there. But besides that, tickets are on sale now. Come see us November 6th through the 9th or 10th, something like that.
6th through 9th.
Yeah, 6th through the 9th.
How do you remember those two numbers?
Virtual tickets are discounted for the next few days. So go grab those. I think they're like $30 as opposed to $47 or something like they used to be. So
good deal.
Should be a fun time. Are you guys all going to Cocoa Beach?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I'll be there for the ripping and the tearing.
You're not
Babbage
ripping and tearing,
3 is asking on YouTube if that guy's getting his own panel.
Yes.
Of course.
The ripping and tearing panel.
Yeah.
Funky Joe Medina said, "Where do you see the election system getting fixed since it's already October?" I don't.
Paper ballots.
I don't know. Yeah,
that's all I can hope for.
I could see them using the midterms as the last big paddle. Let me ask this: what would be the benefit or the value of secretly fixing the election system and not letting anybody know that it had been fixed? What would be the value in that? If the public doesn't understand that the election system was ever broken and that public conversation never occurs, what would be the value in any of this happening? Wouldn't the value be for like the disclosure that your elections are all fake and gay, and that we've all been putting our trust in a system that has absolutely no reason to be trusted, and that we should basically never trust systems again? We should always have verification. We should always have a means of accountability, like direct accountability, not just like, oh, well, you'll vote again in 4 years. That'll be your accountability. Like, so you're wrong.
Yeah. So I really don't like the idea of like a secret fix, like something happening in secret behind closed doors, and then we just keep living our life. I think that is something being taken away. Catharsis is being taken away from us when that happens.
Correct. Old School said Trump is the master Pied Piper making the enemy dance to his tune, and said and sent some links over. Don't have time for the links, man, but thank you. Sal Bish, again, a little something toward Jay's hepatic panel or new lighting.
That's liver. Yeah, I'm scheduling that appointment tomorrow. I don't know what happened to my light. I can't figure it out. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'll try to figure it out before audio files tomorrow.
The old jaundice.
The old jaundice joke. Been a lot of
them. $17. Burning Bright's perspective is helpful and humorous. Thanks. That's what I tell John every day. Remember, John, I'm helpful and humorous. Mateo, $50. Another one. This little Mexican. He's been stacking some pesos.
He's
John,
trying to get good with our ice connections.
He's just a beaner. He's American beaner, he said.
You know he's not really Mexican because he has money. John, thank you for what you built here and bringing these stellar humans on this channel. You're all my distraction from this factory of sadness, aka the world. Factory of sadness.
I'm sorry, Mateo. We didn't want to make fun of you. I hope your day's okay.
I did. But Factory of Sadness, man.
That's a good one.
That's the name for the Cleveland Browns, I think. Isn't that like they call that the stadium of the Cleveland Browns, the Factory of Sadness?
I'm gonna look it up.
The last time we made fun of the Cleveland Browns, somebody was very angry with me on Twitter. It's hilarious.
Let's keep it to the New York Jets. Come on.
Yeah, I don't care who we make fun of. I mean, it's universal here.
Chris tried to trade one of his
share my screen.
Jets players.
Actually, I think I can do it. When you guys share my screen,
I turned his trade down. I said I have a no Jets policy.
It's a Cleveland website for their sports. It's not just the Browns. It's the Browns, the Cavaliers, the Guardians. It's just
oh my god.
The Redskins should be on there too. It's a website for their news. Ohio State. Oh, that's so sad.
What do we got? The Q Awakening, great show, guys. Just a thought dropped in Gar10 chat. Could you maybe upload Codex 911 and all the Badlands produced movies to the newly unshackled YouTube channels? We can all help spread links. Yeah, seems like we're maybe getting our link back. My son is waking up.
We've got the channel, but that doesn't mean that it's fully unshackled. Not exactly certain that it would be welcomed on YouTube, but
I like the idea though. I like the spirit of the suggestion. Uh-oh. Is that him telling you? Is that him telling you he has a little surprise waiting for you?
He's been friggin' teething. He's got like one tooth coming through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Mama's getting up.
Well, we're almost done, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll be all right.
He's already walking, right?
Says yes.
Get
and
up.
just sits there in silence. Doesn't keep reading rants.
9 months, man. He's good, man. He can
Oh,
walk.
he's
He
calm.
can
She's got
get
him.
it
She's got him.
himself.
She's got him.
Okay,
All
you
right.
can go on now.
We got one more rant.
No more filibustering.
What do we got? Sleep State, Kill Moobs. Keith O'Higgins, maybe Uncle Dave didn't want to abandon his sourdough cultures. It's true. Thomas Times, 76. Quick prayer request for my newborn son. He's still in the hospital due to weight loss.
Oh,
Out
no.
of NICU and in pediatrics now. Slight improvement today. Mama gets to be with him at least.
And you'll be praying, man.
Thoughts and prayers
for sure.
for your son, Thomas.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Man.
Mama is with him because that's important.
Yeah, my son will be 3 here in December, and he spent a week in the NICU and had like weight loss and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yes,
My cousin just had that. Yeah.
Yeah, my heart's with you, man.
We'll be praying.
You'll be good. You'll be good. Give us an update, please.
You'll be good.
Just to let us know that everything is good. Blue Eyes 88. This was all based on that ballistics experts video that coincidentally released and went viral right after the fact. Honestly, I can't tell from all 8 videos provided.
That was during the Candace video. I saw that come in.
Yeah.
I'll have Lisa watch the whole episode and fill me in.
Mrs. Real Freedom Fighter, can we put "The Horrors Persist" on a shirt?
Ooh.
I don't know. You'll have to clear that with Chris.
Yeah.
With the
I'm your
Chris Paul.
moderator publishing.
All right, guys. I'm gonna end with.
Did you get the one that just came through? Rambleon 5 subscriptions. Thank you for that. Rambleon 365, and then Mrs. Rhea Freedom Fighter $7. Can we put "The Horrors Persist" on a shirt?
Literally just did that, but it's okay, Gordon.
I was thinking about the kid in the NICU. I'm sorry. I was just.
Let me grab boost though.
Oh.
Let me grab some boost.
Nice recovery, Ghost.
A few boosts. We got Holidaisy. Only way I can contact you. Can't DM. No Telegram. Greg is writing something to send you. He's been going through a lot. Now he's in the hospital. Putting my email here. Oh, this is. Never mind. That was your show, Ghost.
Yeah. That's to me. That's to me. And we're praying for him.
I actually remember you talking about that on your show, Ghost.
Yeah.
Ellen Springer. Love you all. Thank you for my daily fill.
Love you too.
Thank you, Ellen. And we've got Timothy Parrish. To John and all news hosts, no news media has made public notice of the Gaza plan's opening where POTUS is named His Eminence of the Western Kingdom and President for the United States.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. So there's this document that's been going around that Nino Rodriguez had someone on his show to talk about the other day. And I don't have it. And I don't put any weight in it because it's totally fake. The font is wrong. The composition on this paper is wrong. The presidential seal is wrong. It hasn't been released by the White House or by President Trump on any of his official accounts. So I don't know if that's the document that is being referred to, but I can tell everyone with 100% certainty that this document that was recently referred to in this Nino Rodriguez podcast is 100% fake. It was created by someone, but it wasn't POTUS.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like really bad information out there, and there's a lot of people who have been like influencers in the truth community, and some of them have just bought into it earnestly. Some of them maybe have more nefarious agendas, but there's just this rhetoric. There's this idea out there that Trump is a part of he's a black hat. He's a part of a plot to help Netanyahu and them take over the Gaza Strip. And this is all
they were
just
in my chat tonight.
Yeah,
it's funny. They all get mobilized at the same time.
Yeah, and it's just you know, like I can just show you so much stuff to counter that. But you know, I've been doing that for 2 years, so we'll just keep doing it tomorrow and the day after that. So
all right.
We got one
Anybody
more.
else have anything?
We got one more rant.
One more rant. At Kim Navilis, I've now heard that Charlie's mic under his shirt was just like the pages we were using against terrorists that blew up when activated. Seems plausible.
It's possible. I mean,
Definitely plausible.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You spin that
That's
dreidel,
perfect.
anything could happen.
That's perfect. Let's end with that. Let's end with that. That was good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna outro with this. I just wanted to keep things serious.
Yes.
I
please
played
do.
this on Wednesday night, so I want to make sure that
Oh,
we,
yes.
play a very extra serious clip, just to show everybody how serious that this show
Real quick,
has been tonight.
this is very important, guys. This is very important. And if you don't understand calculus, if you never took AP calculus, I would say stick around till the end. Don't just dip out at the middle. Stick around.
math heavy.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like it's important to at least try to understand what's being presented here. But anyway, guys,
See you,
hope
man.
you.
Oh, my show tomorrow, 7:30 p.m.
And right before that, we'll lead in with audio files, me and Brad. So
I'm playing
that's
video
fun.
games on Sunday.
Yo, Zach's video games are awesome. I watched last time. It was some like zombie type thing.
Yeah.
What have you been playing lately?
Murder.
Last time I was playing Alien Isolation, and before that I played The Last of Us. Been playing a lot of RoboCop Rogue City, which is just freaking
Zach,
sweet.
is this the secret of like, if I can tell Mrs. Bright I'm working?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I haven't played games in a long time.
Dude,
and
send
I
me your
am
Steam.
toxic as fuck on
we will.
games.
We will link up. I just rebuilt my system. I had to get a new processor and a new motherboard. And oh my god, I'll send pictures after
If
this.
you think I'm racist here,
I gotta get in those chats, man. I miss those days. I miss the gaming days where it was just like it was just free for all, man. Like you wanted to be as offensive and as the most diabolical you could be in that chat was like
the
your
sifting.
ticket to victory.
I can know within a few minutes of meeting a guy if he's ever been in a COD lobby from like 2008.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm like, you just don't have what it takes, man. You're not gonna make it. All right, guys, we will see you. There's some DPH tomorrow. I think there's gonna be a big storm in my area Sunday, but the plan is to have, speaking of toxicity, Shipwreck on the narrative on Sunday night.
Sweet.
We're gonna talk about just being whammon and toxicity and probably Laura Loomer and
hell yeah.
Whatever else we want to talk about. So
Make
check
sure you
that out.
piss her off early so that she gets fired up for like.
I plan to insult her immediately. Actually, when I messaged her, I referred to her as a sourdough faggot, and it actually upset her because she failed apparently at her own sourdough journey. So,
that was a deep jab right there.
all right, guys, gonna outro with this video, this important presentation. Otherwise,
Hold on. Somebody says don't play the video. Copyright strike on YouTube. So you might want to end
Really?
YouTube.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
just depending on what
so
it is.
end YouTube first, and then we can play it on Rumble.
How do I
Jackie
end
always has me
YouTube?
do
Do I
that.
just
Upper right-
move?
I can end YouTube. All right.
Okay.
So, or can I? I might have to.
Upper
just,
right hand corner, there's a drop down where you
Do I
launch
click
the show.
remove?
Yeah,
Yep,
like
click
just for
remove
YouTube
and it'll
ones,
only
for the
do
re-
YouTube.
Yeah, and then just click remove.
Okay.
I do it almost every episode.
I don't
Okay.
do delete on YouTube, right? I just do remove.
Yeah, just do remove.